welcome to our 224th Guerrilla Radio. I'm Joe Caprino. I'm joined by the Mouth of the South, the Mayor of Evansville. What other nicknames do we have for you?
Whatever, PG suitable nicknames nowadays.
PG suitable. Nah, we won't call you what. Yeah. So we got Dustin Bentz in the house. It appears his sign is in better shape this year. It's held up a little bit better.
It's not anchored down. Yeah. No duct tape this year.
So Mike's also joining us. So we have all the corners of the state covered today. Fourth day in a row. And we're going to talk some Evansville semi-state. Allegedly one of the top 4 semi-states in the state.
Best in the land.
Man, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Looking at some of the brackets, it was one of those things like they got a lot of depth.
Yes. That was one, everyone was worrying, where are we going to be drawing into? And a lot of times it was 2 out of 3 draws were going to be not good. And that was one of the first ones you go to after figure out the local guys. So how's Evansville doing these days? We do have your preview is ready. It is getting ready. I will release it in the morning. So you got your morning duties that call. You can read the how many pages?
Man, it's tough, man. Tough as ever. And I know, we'll get and we'll say it ad nauseum, the Mooresville regional and stuff. But as I was writing stuff this year, man, it's just, deep. Like you still have the Mooresville regional, right? But I mean, you just got ranked dudes everywhere. It was crazy this year. It seems like, I don't know if I don't keep track like stats every year of like terrible draws and stuff and how it shakes out. But it seemed like to be more top 10 ranked state or, death draws than maybe what we normally see.
Mm-hmm. It is 24 pages long. So, most of the, if you're traveling from, the South Indy area, you can read it on the way down and probably put it on audiobook. Do you want to do an audiobook version of it? And you can, everyone can hear your voice.
Man, I better get some money if I'm going to do some audiobooks.
24 pages. That'd be so good. I mean, make the time go by fast. Listen to your soothing voice. So,
welcome to the Evansville Semi-State Spectacular, brought to you by Triple B.
Brought to you by Contenders Wrestling.
So yeah, no, it's always the only surviving preview after many years. It's
every year I'm like, this is it. I'm not doing it next year, and then we'll get to like 2 weeks out, and I'm like, I'm going to tell Joe we're going to put a thing on the board and say I'm not doing it. And then this year I think I waited the longest to do it, and I had some help. Jimmy Ward, gave me a big hand this year and helped me out. He helped me last year too, but man, I called in the reserves yesterday morning, like, Jimmy, man, please help me. So I'd say it's 60-40. He did the introductions and then the ticket round kind of previews at the top of each one, and then I did the terrible draws and the curtain jerkers and all the stuff I normally do. So
nice. No, it's always a great read. And
I keep waiting to hear something from Ford about cease and desist, quit using our name, or Barry Horowitz wanting money for me using his name.
It's relevant, man.
Horowitz is probably hard up. He's probably coming to all the local shows. He's probably gonna do one in Madison and then find you.
You should bring him to Evansville for like a signing. A greeting meet.
You need who was the it was the Brooklyn Brawler. You need to bring him. He was always the curtain jerker. Or actually, he was more of a jobber, wasn't he?
He was a jobber, man. That was Rock's first match, right?
Yeah.
You need to get someone like him in there. I guess he's more of a jobber, not a curtain jerker. But yeah, the great preview. It's always fun. Definitely you put your own twist on there, and your one big writing assignment for the year. So finally done. Any good news? Any news out of the Evansville semi-state? Anything you're off the top of your head you're looking forward to?
I mean, no. So it's kind of, being a dad kind of puts a new spin on things. Like writing the 165 preview was tough. You want to be fair and not be a homer. And you also got to make sure you're taking care of your kid, letting them see that you support them, and just kind of, it's a different spin on things now. Last year was fun. He wasn't expected to make it. He got there. He drew Tommy first round. So, but this year trying to prep and write the article and with my new assignments, like it's been a lot this year, but I haven't heard anything, knock on wood, injury wise. It seems like everybody's good. I'm sure, it never fails. Something pops up Saturday morning, but everything seems to be running smooth this year from everything I've heard from everybody around.
Yeah. The team race, that should be pretty interesting. It's going to be a good one between Crown Point and Center Grove.
Brownsburg is Center Grove, right?
Or Brownsburg, yes.
That's next week.
That's next week.
Hey, no, we're not going to talk about the region today. I feel like I probably went too far on the board. And just love to my 219ers. No, don't shank me at state. I was just having fun on the board.
I told you I didn't think it caught as much heat as as I thought it would.
I saw Bobby Joe drop some eyes on the post. Much love, Bobby Joe. We go back.
Yeah, you got a whole Maldonado clan looking for you now. And Dustin is taller in person than he is on here. So, he is like 2 or 3 inches taller than Mike.
Yes.
With the faces and stuff, we can't, like I used to say I was a different person. Like, oh, I'm Jay Biceps in public, or
yeah,
I'm this, I'm that. But now, like, we're out here, people know us. So
are we gonna get usually he comes by and drops one post a year. You gotta, or actually no, was he at state? Was it last year or the year before he came up and we talked that
he goes to state every year. So yeah, he's always there, and he lurks. Like he'll text me something he's seen on there or ask me a question about something that pops up. So he's still around, but
nice. So I remember talking to him a couple years, either last year or a couple years ago, and it was good catching up. When we were renegades back in the day on the old board.
I was thinking about that, man. Like the old board, there wasn't social media back then, no Facebook, no Instagram, no MySpace, and the internet was relatively new. Like we were just wild savages on there sometimes, young college kids having fun and getting people worked up. And I mean, gosh, it was crazy back then.
Yeah, we'd get in arguments. You had buttons made with no class wrestling. I know I have some. I still
wrestling kills and just say no to class wrestling. That's right.
And the ancient elder, like when he gave me like his box of stuff, there were some of those buttons that you had given him, and he had kept those. He was a avid supporter.
And you know what changes your mind quicker than anything on class wrestling is when you got personal investments in it. You're like, man, maybe there should be some class wrestling.
Maybe this is too bad. See, you come around. Everyone comes around eventually. So, the team race should be pretty good. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think the other thing is, if you didn't see on YouTube and everything, I guess someone's just gonna hang out in the back and play with baseball cards. Blaze Lowry is doing another docu series following Center Grove around, which is pretty good. That he's following them around. It's pretty good. The first couple episodes are pretty good, and he always does a great job. So check those out. I think they're on YouTube and social media.
I think I said in the article, like we might know the team champs after the blood round. Like there's so many first and second round matches that it could be settled, or at least have a decent idea. I mean, so many like just matches that could determine everything out of the gates.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if any of those two teams right there lose anyone of significance, and I mean, it's tough. If they lose a couple guys, one or two, I mean, it can be one. It doesn't need to be very many. I think the team race is going to be pretty close.
I think the bigger question than team race is who gets the special locker room that everybody gets to every year. So Center Grove, I told my kids, get there. It's Triple B. It's my place. So make room for our 5 guys in that locker room. That's right.
He's the mayor? Yeah, he's the mayor of Evansville. You didn't know that, did you? He's a career politician. Vice mayor is Mike Gable.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yep, I get to hang out with him Sunday. Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. slow time.
Well, tell him Triple B said hey, and he's going to say who's that, and just laugh and move on with it. So
yes.
Do they keep that that polo there for you, or do you have to like bring your own? They make you bring it. The IHSA polo.
I have I have it. They gave it to me the first time, so I had to look for it yesterday or yeah, I was like, oh, I better make sure I can find it, you know. And
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little sad when you wore that the first time. I was like, man, look at Joe selling out.
Oh.
I was like, come on, Joe, wear the Indiana Matt gear.
I did have the Indiana Matt one, but they're like, oh, here we'd like you to wear this. I'm like, oh, darn it, because I didn't know what. I mean, I had no clue going in what we were doing, how this worked, and stuff. So I believe I'll get there about noonish. So I'll get first crack at the brackets. Hopefully, last year they were having some trouble with getting them properly done, and so we got like 5 different versions. So that was a lot of fun.
And you're going to get the scoop on the redraw next year, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to, there's some rumors that there's going to be a redraw, but maybe we'll get some investigative reporting. I'm going to go sift through some desks and see what's going on. So, anyway, anything else as we get on here? I think people are a little bit surprised that we are here early.
Yeah. I mean, I told Joe, Mike, we'll be done by 10. He said I'm crazy, but you guys have been road warriors all week, man, burning the midnight oil. Triple B's going to try to take care of you tonight.
Man, we went longer. I felt like that the show with Howie kind of went shorter than I thought it was going to. And then yesterday I felt like, I don't know, man, I also was all over the place.
All my comments I drop all weeks when I get into bed, check my phone and see you guys are still on at like 11:30, and I'll just throw a comment in the comment section and back out. So
yeah, so we last night did go. We had a couple rants in the middle of brackets and stuff. So
did you guys rank?
Not as much as I felt like I had the rant in the like East Chicago one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that one actually caught like a little bit of steam. I didn't think I was saying anything that controversial, but I had a lot of messages.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into the brackets, and if you are just joining us, you can always just rewind. So the why don't you give a little definition of the curtain jerkers and terrible draws? I know it's in the article, but just as a reminder to everybody.
Yeah, so best curtain jerkers are your best first round matches. Usually if it's a state ranked person, or state ranked people wrestling each other, that'll get a curtain jerker status. If there's something maybe I just know or somebody else has told me about, we might drop that in there too. Terrible draws are usually whenever you get maybe a top 5 semi-state, certainly if you get a top 10, which again, there are tons this year, state ranked match in the ticket round or a top 5 semi-state match in the ticket round, that'll be a terrible draw. And then 4 tough 4 are your, so how I do it, and people don't know this, I don't think I've had to tell 3 or 4 people already, is I don't make the picks myself. I outsource the picks. I have 4 guys from around the area doing. This year was Navy 80, Big Toe 19, DuckTales, and Coach 84. So from all around, their Indiana Matt names. They send me their picks, and then I score them. And then from there is how we determine the top 4, and then any 4 tough lock, which is somebody who got all 4 first place votes from everybody. So that'll be in the thing. I kind of have it pulled up here. I don't want to give too much away though. Like go read the article would be what I tell you. But
yeah.
That was one of the things that me and Morgan talked about, rankings wise. Like he was like, oh man, Evansville has all these ranked guys. And he was like, the region or, all the other semi-states didn't. And I was like, I feel like a lot of those guys hit each other where I don't know, like outside of like the Mooresville regional, how many of these guys actually hit a lot of ranked wrestlers.
Right. Correct. So, you talk about like we go almost all the way to Ohio. So Switzerland County is like 45 minutes from Cincinnati right on the river, and then all the way up to like Terre Haute and down to Evansville. So you have pockets. I mean, you have kids we're going to see in the rankings that have good records, or see in these brackets that have good records that maybe aren't ranked. Mikey Resch from Harrison at 44, we'll get into him, but he slid under the radar all year.
Yeah.
So, guys don't wrestle each other. I don't get, I can only do as much as I can with that stuff. So,
and I think so this is what me and Morgan were talking about. It's like, well, like all those guys have all these losses. It's like, yeah, but a lot of those same guys were hitting Al Smith, Team State, some of these other national events. Like, so like we're getting a better feel like of the transitive property, like, oh, they wrestled these guys. So those guys are all trading, but you'll have some of them, maybe it's like, 40-2 and they have, 4 notable results and they're all in their area. And like, if those guys don't have any, notable results, not that I'm saying like Evansville is bad at all, but like when some of those guys with those really sparkling records, we haven't seen a ton of sparkling records at a lot. Like, we didn't see an undefeated guy at East Chicago until what 32.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there was many, at Fort Wayne either. So I don't know.
Wrestling's just better in the South, Mike. That's all right, man.
This is a big part of the state, man. Like, when you cut it up, right? I mean, not as populous. We were trying to cut up the semi-states and do it on our own, and then but there's some areas where it's very. I know
The professor.
I'm all government name over here.
I mean, certainly the more rural stuff, kind of what you say, right? Like up in East Chicago is a lot more city, a lot more suburban, and down here, like Cheney Chef came down a couple years ago and ran a camp for me, and we were telling him like a minimum dual meet for Madison's like a 45-minute drive usually, and he was like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "We don't drive farther than 20 minutes at Avon," and I'm like, "Bro, like we would kill." We have like a couple Southwestern and even Switz, which is next door to us, is a 45-minute drive. So, I mean, everything minimum to get to a weeknight duel even is not it's all day. Like, you're leaving after school, you're not getting home to 10, 11 o'clock at night. Like,
and we were talking about last night some of the cutting of the semi-states that we were obviously talking about a little bit off the show. But, like we were talking about, like Riverton Park is in Montezuma, which is right by Terre Haute, and they go to Newcastle. They like go past some of the guys that are going down to Evansville, which is pretty wild. This, just how it's all broke down. And but like when we were underground trying to reset the semi-state on our own, no one asked us to. We just did it. But like cutting like where we can get enough schools in every area was pretty tough. Because you're right, like a lot of the areas that are populated, Indy's obviously populated, and South Bend. The region is pretty on top of each other.
Joe's just going to leave that redraw on Falcon's desk Sunday, not even say a word, just drop it and walk back out the door.
It's similar to what I said a couple of years ago, and I was told that they would never go for it because, one, they don't want to take a semi-state out of Indianapolis, and then they feel like Indianapolis is so strong of a area that they would just have it in Indianapolis State Finals if we split it and sent those guys out of 4 different locations.
It'd be interesting. If there are rumors that there's going to be a redraw, I don't know if it's true or not. You've heard it for a while, especially when Brownsburg and Avon and them started to get really good, and it was they're going to redraw it. They're going to redraw it. The rumors seem a little bit stronger now, but we'll see.
I got people, I won't name drop them. I got people telling me they've heard it from like the highest of the highest people saying that it's happening. So we'll see. If not, I'm going to call them out if they're wrong. So.
But like what you said in our group text, that I heard that also. So like if you're hearing it, and I doubt we're talking to the same people.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of smoke here. As Mike, you always say your way of snuffing out fires is you're hearing it from this person, and these guys don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
So, and you gotta try to, when you hear like rumors or things like good, bad, whatever, you always try to like, okay, how would these guys both be saying the same exact thing? Do they know? Are they talking to? Is there a common link, Dustin? No, they don't really have any common links, so they're talking to different people. So it's coming from a lot of different. So it'll be interesting if they do. I'd like to see. It'd be nice if Fort Wayne got a couple bigger schools.
Yeah,
but it's such a weird. I mean, I can tell you, I tried doing it, keeping I did my mileage and trying to get everyone close. Brownsburg and Avon, Evansville's the furthest semi-state location that they could drive to. They're closer to all the other 3. They're closer to going to Fort Wayne than they are Evansville.
I think they push 4 hours right on the drive.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 3.5 in Madison. For once, we get to leave at lunchtime tomorrow. Usually we got to head out after school, and it's a mess. But
yeah,
now that we know people on the school board, that we can make things happen.
you got some pull now?
Yeah. I had nothing to do. I joke. In case anybody's watching, no.
Yeah, we got. I got like a 15-minute drive. So
disgusting.
I'm probably like an hour plus. I mean, I'm like 45 minutes from Chesterton, so like it's the other way. But East Chicago's like the furthest corner. Like you're dang near in Illinois.
Yeah,
like we're right where the Bears are going to be at.
Let's go Bears!
I heard they're coming over to Fort Wayne. Put up a rendering of the Bears.
I mean, I don't know how much you guys get all that news, but like they said, like when they had the divisional championship game the divisional game, that Roger Goodell was out like torn in sights at Hammond, and so pretty legit. I mean, that's a pretty good power play.
Yeah, no, they're trying to get it over Northwest Indiana. The
Better taxes. I mean, it's not that far.
Hammond Bears,
They don't have to change the name.
Portage Bears.
We just rename them the River Rats, right, or the Region Rats.
Region Rats. I mean, Hammond, like they have all the infrastructure. It makes too much sense. I feel like, I mean, they want to stay in Chicago, but I mean, I don't know.
They're not even going to stay in Chicago because they're trying to what Arlington Heights and stuff. I don't. Am I getting trouble? Someone was yelling at us about talking about baseball earlier.
Yeah, we covered baseball. We're covering football.
Covering all the sports. Bears
for the Super Bowl next year, boys.
Bears and Colts. Again.
We'll beat the brakes off them this time. Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
Right now, old man Phillip.
Phillip Rivers, yes. Grandpa Rivers. So, okay. Let's talk some brackets.
Yep.
106 pounds. Colton Land leads us off. Vincent's Lincoln, pretty tough sophomore. He has Aiden Butler from Indian Creek, Lucas Overton from Terre Haute South, and then senior returning state qualifier from 2024, Big Joe Hamilton, Center Grove. Got into obviously there are draws that could have happened, and he got into a little bit better draw than he did not get the worst draw he could get, but still get tough Colton Land there.
Yeah, I mean, Land, I think him and Matson's went back and forth a little bit this year. Hamilton, state qualifier 2 years ago, and then JV last year and back at it this year. I mean, I feel like Hamilton's probably the favorite there coming out of there.
Yeah, I think obviously Huddleston got him. Huddleston got him at the Curry clash, and I thought maybe like he caught him because he had pinned him. I didn't get to see the match. I didn't watch it. I mean, they streamed it. I just didn't see it. And I thought it'd be better, but it looked like Huddleston kind of handled him again. But sometimes that happens. You fall in a good spot. Well, Land's tough though. I know I had him on the rankings last year. He's 22. But Joe Hamilton, those 6 losses, those are 6 legit losses, right? Like he doesn't have any soft losses.
Yeah, he has some good losses. I mean, Huddleston, let's see, Huddleston, Maddox, DeLuna, Bayless, Louis, and Huddleston. So, all what's but you had Maddox, DeLuna is probably the low, or Bayless is probably and he's 1-1 with Bayless. Bayless is probably the lowest ranked guy he's lost to. So,
and Land took a loss to Madison at the sectional. His other 2 losses are to Madison and Hunter Pearson, 11-3.
Yeah.
So
where's is
that could be a good match. That would be one that Center Grove's going to want to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we're talking about. Like we're going to find out early, I think, where the teams are falling.
Yeah, that's one Center Grove can. I mean, he's one that could get a state medal, and you lose him there. That's some big points that are off the board. So going down, we have Cameron. Is it Schofield or Schofield? Schofield of Franklin Community High School, the Grizzly Cubs, coached by Papa Bear. He has Eli Miner from Castle.
I always say it in my head Junior, but I don't know. Maybe that's not right. I know, Joe, you struggle with Southern pronunciations.
Yeah, yes, I do.
He was killing those Fort Wayne ones, though. I was surprised.
We're not very cultured up in Northeast.
I was impressed.
So. I mean, it's got to be Junior, right? Junior.
Yeah.
This will be the most fun of our show every year is when people hop in the chat and correct us.
Yes. Noah Gels, I do not know how to pronounce that one. Avon versus Hunter Pearson, Floyd Central. So you're going to have a 5 and 11 possibly in the ticket round. All 3 guys have at least a semi-state rankings. So Dustin's getting a qualifier at the very least out of this quarter bracket.
That's right. That's right. We're getting one through. I think, and Mike would know this. Hunter was ranked kind of higher earlier in the year, right?
Dude, he had a really good
Four?
IPO. His IPO, he killed. I was just actually had it open. I mean, he lost his chef. He beat Joey Warner there, beat Deacon Gibbs, lost to Maddox, beat Vince McCoy, who's been in the rankings. Um, and that was kind of what propelled him early. Like he was like that was I walked away from IPO like, dang man, like he's the real deal, like he's kind of one of those freshmen to look out for. And I mean, he only has 2 losses. I know he took a loss to Nick Russell this past weekend, and then his other loss was to
Sanford,
yeah, for Ron Colley.
Yeah.
But Noah Gals is tough too. 20 and 17, he's wrestled everybody. I feel like his win-loss record on the page is probably crazy, like of who's who of, ranked guys at 106.
Every year you got those guys who are like unranked, strong program, 500-ish record, and they punch the ticket. It certainly would be a tough task for Gales to do that, to get through Pearson and then Schofield. But kind of what you're saying, Mike, those 17 losses are all probably legit losses. So
yeah, we have 15 of them in the database. So I feel bad for his profile because it doesn't look good. But he's wrestled, I mean, Huddleston, Bayless, Calico Como, Madsen, Stitz, Kennison, Head, Bayless, Head, Huddleston, Hamilton. He's wrestled everybody. I mean, all ranked guys. So he lost to Land earlier in the year. So yeah.
And Schofield's had a really good season. Was he a ticket rounder last year?
I believe so. Yeah.
I mean, Franklin, like, kind of flying under the radar. They qualified a lot. I think they got pretty favorable draws, and most of their weights. I think there was 2 that they didn't. That's what the professor had told me earlier. But those guys game plan as well as anybody. I mean, we kind of talked about Center Grove too. I think Center Grove game plans as well as anybody. But that'll be a good match. I was very high on Pearson. Even when he took some losses, I think we kept him in the mix a little bit and then was able to move him around. But that'll be an interesting match. I don't know if those guys – I was kind of trying to look at some of the ISWA stuff and see if they had wrestled anytime recently.
So bottom half bracket, Nick Russell from Bloomington South, winning regional beating. Pearson set himself in a pretty good position. Landon Smith from Whiteland, not the Whitco one. That has annoyed me for the past few weeks. Quinn Coleman from Gibson Southern, freshman. He has Dustin Collier from Charleston. Is it Charleston or Charlestown? Town. Just make sure I can pronounce, because I never can pronounce Corridon. Is it Corden?
I think maybe I've said it wrong my whole life. Corridon. I say Corden, but I've heard some people say Corridon. That's the southern, like, Louisville pronunciation. So Russell having a good sophomore year and in a good spot to punch a ticket for Bloomington South. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to see as we get into this, Bloomington South doesn't have all terrible draws. Kind of for such a strong program, they made Team State runner-ups. Or Team State, where they run up champs.
Yeah, they run up.
And I still feel like they've kind of flown under the radar for Bloomington South. As we get into it, you're going to see they got some guys with some good draws, winnable matches, and this is one of them here too with Nick Russell.
I think Russell, obviously, everyone wants to be a regional champ, and he had reversed a loss to Pearson. And probably the best time I put Pearson in a tougher spot with Schofield. And, not that, any of those guys can't win, but I mean, he's dealing with a ranking next to his name. I was impressed with him at Al Smith. I know when we were doing the Al Smith pre-seeds, he was a guy I was like, he's going to be pretty tough. He ended up 6th there, beat Rashad Nelson, who was a regional champ at Hobart, lost to Connor Maddox. Everyone's lost to Connor Maddox this year. Beat Brody Conrad, who's still in the bracket, beat Vince McCoy, who's still in the bracket, lost to Julian DeLuna, and lost to Ethan Baylor. So, like, I mean, kind of like what I was saying, he might have fell down in the rankings based on he hit a lot of those guys, where, like, dude, you're talking Rashad Nelson's ranked, Maddox is ranked, Conrad's in the rankings, Vince McCoy's in the rankings, DeLuna's in the rankings, and Bayless is in the rankings. So sometimes that happens where you lose a match, and then maybe that guy loses a match, and it drops you down a little bit. Where maybe 15 was low for him, but that's kind of what I was saying. Where some of these guys are going to have sparkling records, and they really haven't hit the same guys as like what Bloomington South has.
Right.
I don't have the metrics in front of me of strength of schedule, but I bet they're pretty high.
Yeah. So bottom quarter bracket, Alex Huddleston, Brownsburg, sophomore, pretty good. He's been on the national scene for a long time. Still a little bit undersized. I think they said he finally got over 100 pounds, but he can scrap. He has Angel Diaz from Jasper, Joel Smith from Columbus East, and Samuel Madsen of Mater Dei, number 13 in the semi of the state.
It's our first terrible draw there. That semifinal match. Number 1 ranked semi-state Huddleston. Number 4 ranked semi-state Madsen.
Yeah, and did they not wrestle at? No, they didn't see each other at. No, they did not, did they?
No, I don't think so.
And I don't know where they would have.
Yeah, no, he beat yeah, there's Madsen
at Team State.
Team State, yeah, I did not see that. So so fairly close enough that you don't want to, you can't take it easy there. Mater Dei got some we'll talk about the worst draw, but did not get favorable positions in pretty much any bracket. So
no, they I was talking to some guys from down at that regional, and one of them dubbed it the Mater Dei meltdown at regionals, and it just kind of set them off on some bad draws, overall throughout the whole bracket. But they're tough, man. As a Mater Dei fanboy, with the Bible next to me, and they show up at semi-state. They get wins they shouldn't get on paper, so never count a Mater Dei kid out in the Ford Center.
The Mater Dei Magic. I got in trouble saying Belmont Magic one year. So is it the Mater Dei Magic that just the ghosts of Mater Dei come and
they load up on those fried brain sandwiches on the west side for they head over Saturday morning. They're ready to go. They're full of knowledge and they're ready to go.
Nice. So should be a good bracket. Anything else that the Huddleston and Madsen possibly hitting up?
No, I think that'll be a good match. I think the undertone is going to be not only for the semi-state, but I mean, Brownsburg is going to need Huddleston to get big points for them, get them on the stand for the team state, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think some of the draws and some of the results from last week has put Center Grove in a really good position to make a run. But you're going to have to get those guys medals, and but Huddleston's been around forever. Like, he was Triple Crown winner, multiple times coming in, just a little undersized, and I would be shocked if he's not 106 again next year.
Yeah, and he'll be hopefully a little bit bigger and more powerful. So
it's not from lack of trying. I heard they try.
Yeah. Sometimes you can do whatever you want to them, and they just won't grow.
Water and sunshine, right?
Yes.
Did you look at Rocco when you said that? I'm clicked off the screen. Did you look at Rocco when you said that? Don't do that, Dad.
Yes, Daddy. Listen to him.
Well, you need to be like him, and like his son's still growing. He's like, yeah, you've seen Dustin. He's big, and his son's big too. So 113, Jackson Jean Jr. having a real good season for Bloomington South. Number 8 in the state and 8 in the semi-state. You don't see that very often. That high of numbers are the same.
There it is. I've been waiting for that one.
So he has Landon Yeager of Franklin first round, Kellen Sheff of Plainfield, and Carson Batchelder of Castle. Could have a 4 and 8 in the state, number 2 and 8 in the semi-state. Matchup there. That should Chef's had a real good sophomore year after not making it to semi-state even last year.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's another terrible draw out of the gates. If you look at the state rankings, number 4 and number 8, maybe Triple B slept on them in the semi-state rankings. I kind of justified to you guys. I heard you guys on the, I can't remember whatever when I jumped on, you were kind of talking about the difference in the rankings, but Mike and I do our ways different, man. Like, and we don't consult a whole lot unless we have a question. We'll text each other a question, but other than that, we kind of do our own thing, and it's just kind of how it shook out this year with Gene.
And I think it should be like that, right? Like, I want those guys. They see those guys more than I do. Like, obviously, Dustin's down there. That's his area, man. Like, he's the man of the people. But like, my reflection of Jackson Gene is what I saw at the Al Smith, and he killed. He looked really good there. He's had two really good. I mean, I would say the same thing about like Braden Head. I think Braden Head's a guy for Westfield that's had really good Al Smiths too. But I mean, that's a tough draw. Kellen Chefs won everything this summer. Like, he went off, lost in the regional last year, and then freshman sophomore champ. A bunch of ISWA champs. Really good IPO. Jackson Gene was up, so I think just showing the depth of what Bloomington South is putting together. I think he wrestled 23 at IPO. Mm-hmm. I was interested to see where he'd fall in that lineup. I actually had him and the smaller freshman Pratt flipped. I think he was smaller coming in, and then tough draw. But I mean, that's gonna be a good match. Batchelder's tough too, so I think you can get caught sleeping and looking past like Carson Batchelder. He's had some really good wins. I know he scrapped last year with the modern day kid at 20, Alden Walker. So
going down, you got Leo Oatman, Switzerland County, the Pacers. Sophomore.
That's why Jackson Gene's ranked 8th. That's the reason why. Because
in the comments, yep.
Oatman beat him last year at semi-state, and I just never kind of self-corrected when I reset my rankings at the beginning of the season. That's how it fell, and
you're still holding that loss over him.
Hey, we're old school down here, I guess. I don't know.
Still holding the grudge. So Oatman has Jack Cavallo from New Albany, Brock Little Pop from Heritage Hills, number 12 in the semi-state. He'll have number 2 in the state, Daniel Brown Jr., returning state runner-up. Switzerland County did not. No one there got a good draw there. Brown's pretty darn tough.
Yeah, Brown's tough. Good Brown story. Brown, Double B goes to Contenders now and trains up there. And one of his first days there, Brown goes up to him and goes like, "Hey, like, is your dad Triple B, does the semi-state rankings?" And Brendan goes, "Yeah." And he's like, "I hate your dad. He's terrible. He ranked me number 1 last year, and that's why everybody had I had a bullseye on my back all year because your dad had me ranked number 1 in the semi-state."
He's a good kid, man. I think that's a good bracket overall. I mean, Oatman, Triple B's not wrong. He had a really good semi-state last year. Obviously, a ticket rounder. I think I dropped him in the rankings after Spartan Classic. I know he lost to Kaplan there. And I believe he lost another one too, right? Oh, and Malachi Marlin. But Cavallo's tough too. Like that, he had a really good season. I know he took his first late loss maybe around Christmas. Lillipop had a good win over Nick Freeze at Team State. He got 50 matches in, which is pretty amazing. But Daniel Brown's the real deal, man. He's tough. Tall, lanky, like uses his length very well. Scraps.
The first ever documented complaint about being ranked number 1.
No, that's not true. I've had some other ones.
From the number 1 ranked person?
Maybe not from the kid, but from their parent.
Oh, okay. Going down, bottom half bracket, number 1 in the state, returning state champion Trayvon Ducking. You guys do agree on that ranking. That's good.
I don't know if we did last year, though, right? I mean, Trayvon, I think I had Trayvon lower. He ended up winning it. So,
and I had Brown 1. I know that. I remember, obviously, I just said that's one I had as number 1.
Trayvon would have had to lose multiple matches this year to get out that number 1 spot this year. I wasn't making the same mistake twice.
So he has Blaine Mead from South Spencer, a junior. Ryan Watkins, Bloomington North. He'll have Carter Michaels from Jennings County. No ranked guys other than Ducking there. So no one got a bad draw, at least in terms of running into Ducking.
I've got bad draws.
Yeah. All guys with 11 plus losses. So, yeah. Anything on?
Defending state champ. He's tough, man. He's really good.
I think Ducking's our first Ford Tough Lock. Let me jump back to the article, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Ford Tough Lock, obviously returning state champ. First, I think we have 8 this year. That's not. I think last year we had 10. That was a record, but this year he's our first of 8.
Nice. I would agree with that. He's pretty good.
Yeah. So, bottom quarter bracket, Spencer McGammon from Evansville Mater Dei, real tough freshman, had a lot of national success. He has Malachi Marlin from Decatur Central. Number 9, the semi-state, Chase Koznarski from Seymour, the Owls. And he has Austin Boltinghouse from Owen Valley. So,
what did you say? Owen Valley?
Owen Valley.
My friend.
Koznarski.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, that is a cool name.
Mike did not know.
Hey, you better be a semi-state qualifier if your name's Koznarski because it's just a name.
Mike didn't know that ski at the end is like Polish.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was all Polish. I thought it could be a lot of stuff.
It's generally Polish. So anyway, any comments on the bottom half bracket or bottom quarter bracket? McGammon having a real good.
Yeah, I mean, I think McCammond's a favorite, and I think I could be wrong. Somebody will probably correct me in the chat if I am. His dad was like a 4-time ticket rounder who never got through, so McCammon could break that, this year as a freshman. So, 26-4, jumped into the Mater Dei program this year. Obviously, it's working out for him, having a tough year.
Yeah,
his sister placed that state, didn't she?
Huh?
I think he has a sister that placed that girls' state.
Oh, maybe. I can't keep up with life, let alone add another style of wrestling to my life. So,
yeah, I think Boltinghouse had a really good Mooresville tournament, which got him, I think, into the rankings for a little bit. Then obviously he took some losses and dropped down. Malachi Marlin is really good. He had a really good win to qualify for the semi-state. Obviously, that's a really good regional. He had to beat MJ Heilman. We're in a pretty fun group text or group email with the Decatur Central coach.
The title? What's the title, Mike?
Like the continued disrespect of the Hawks wrestling program or something. I got him my watch and I was like, what the heck?
And I always answer very professional and throw Mike under the bus. That's always my reply.
And it's good. Like I get it. Like he has some really Decatur Central has some really good guys, and Marlon's the first one of that list. Would I be shocked? Like we're really impressed with McCammon, and obviously his pre-high school credentials are really good. I thought that was a really savvy move for them to go to Mater Dei. I think that's with the practice partners. I don't know what he would have had at Sullivan, but I think that could be a tough match right out the gate. So I wouldn't sleep on Marlin. I know he's had some good wins this year. We just talked about how he beat Leo Oatman.
Yeah, I mean that's solid. And we joke about Decatur Central, but kudos to their coach for being vigilant.
Yeah,
I think it's Coach Schluter. If I'm probably not saying that name right, Schluter. But we only know what we know, and he's vigilant every week and sending us results and head-to-heads. And some coaches don't care, and coaches that do care that send us. I try to make sure if I start digging, I don't dig. I look to my emails, the coaches that's email me. Another one down here, good one's Coach Gabe Cook from Terre Haute South. I mean, he'll start emailing me in September, October. So just, if you want your kids ranked and you don't want us to do a ton of work and they might get a couple notches higher because they're right there in our email box, then, send us those emails. And
and Bloomington North also. If you're sending us stuff and you're sending us notable, wins and losses, so, you're not just like, where I don't have to dig and be like, well, he lost to this kid, right?
Yeah.
But if there's a 50-50, we're going to have more information on those guys. So it's going to be more easier.
And I'm going to tell you what, when we get out to 12 rankings and it's late in the season, I'll check my email box first. And if somebody's good, we're running with it. So,
yeah. Hey, squeaky wheel gets the grease, right?
Right.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah. So 120, Max Stevens, Gibson Southern, number 12 in the state. Cody Ellis Jasper, Justice Thrasher from Center Grove, returning state qualifier. He has Silas Garpetti from Silver Creek.
Hey, I know we're going to get in the names like Stevens and Thrasher, but man, I've watched Garpetti wrestle. Of course, like not a great draw, but a freshman. Silver Creek, not known for their men's wrestling. They had a great Ava Allen girls wrestler this year, but I mean, Garpetti looked good. Conference, I believe he won their conference down here. I watched him, of course, at regionals last weekend, and just super impressed with the kid as a freshman. So as we get into the big names, I'm going to try to highlight some of these other names that might get skipped over. But, yeah, super impressed with Garpetti.
I think that's, and that's like one of the bigger things when we do the show. And I don't even know, like Garpetti might not like be watching, his family's not be watching, but like the guys that are like in the big programs, they do get a lot of publicity, and we talk about them a lot every week because they're wrestling the big matches. But that is cool to highlight those guys because that's an accomplishment. You can come in as a runner up. Like Justice Thrasher's tough. He's a senior. He's a return state qualifier, but come out, wrestle tough. Put yourself in a position to win. Max Stevens had a phenomenal season. I've been really impressed with his results.
Yeah, Stevens, and we'll get some other Gibson Southern kids, but he's good. He's legit for sure. That'll be a fun tick-around match, Thrasher and Stevens.
Yep. So going down, you got – I know what we're going to be hearing right here, but Josiah Stanton, real good freshman from Bloomington South, number 6 in the state. He has number 11 in the semi-state, Chase Key from Princeton. Luke Merchant, Franklin – tough sophomore, number 8 in the semi-state. He has number 4 in the state, Case Bridge of Avon, returning 3rd place finisher. It's terrible.
Terrible.
I need the sound. That's terrible. So, yeah, that's going to be brutal. I do not believe they have met this year. Have they? No, they have not. So that's going to be a good match.
Yeah. Who do you got, Mike?
Man, I tend to. Who's Stevens' other loss, or so Stan's other loss? One's a Carver, and who's his second loss to?
Stan's lost to Shutley and Carver.
I mean, not terrible losses.
No, he's good. He's really good. He has a really good double leg. I think Carver manned him over. We said that on the Newcastle show. Carver's freaky strong. Like I thought because he got taken down right off the bat, right? And then the stand kind of cut him loose. Really nice kid, man. Like if you've ever had any interactions with them, the family's incredibly nice. I know this is one of the ones that the professor felt like they didn't do themselves a service at that 3rd place match, getting that 3rd place, but I might lean Stanton, honestly.
Yeah. I think Bridge is going to kind of be like a Rio Dickman, Bridge and Bell, right? Like, they've been workout partners forever, like Rio and Dickman. And I think, they're together this year at 120, but I think eventually Bridge and Bell separate and you'll see how good Bridge really is. I mean, just super strong kid. I've kind of, him and Little Bees came through the kiddie circuit together and stuff. I'm going with Bridge. And I think against, he might win 1 or 2 before it's all said and done.
Man, and dude, I'm completely not being disrespectful. Who are his 9 losses to? So yeah, I know he has a loss to Jacob Powers. Which, I mean, if we do some transit property, did
Case Bell, Robinson, Davis, Landis, Shutley, Powers, and Carver. And then Bell twice. Bell 3 times. 3 of those losses are to Bell.
Yeah, they're going to hit Brownsburg. That's just, what they do. Did they hit did Bell hit or did Stan hit Powers at Al Smith?
Yeah, he's 2-1 with Powers. He's majored him. He majored him, he teched him, and then he lost to him at Team State.
But I'm saying did Stanton and Powers.
Stanton? No.
I mean, I know that he looks really good at Al Smith. I mean, having that experience in the ticket round, I think helps a lot. I obviously, he's been there. He's got his way through. I don't think it's going to be too big of a moment for Stanton. But also, part of that is, like you ride that wave of momentum too. If you see, and your teammates are going down, but like, Russell had a pretty good spot. I mean, Jackson G's in a tough spot, but if you can get that momentum rolling, people don't believe that, but I think you start getting that good feel, and you kind of feel like it's going your way. So,
yeah, that's going to be a good one. Definitely one I hope to tune into.
That is a tough draw.
Yeah. Going down at bottom half bracket, Case Bell, number 1 in the state. Been number 1 since
Day one.
Pretty early last year. Did he start the season number 1?
He started season number 1. I caught some flack because I had him ahead of Shutley.
Yeah. And you weren't wrong by any means. He has Michael Gross from Switzerland County, Jace Forgy from Boone Vegas, and Kason Engel from Tell City. Why do they call it Boone Vegas?
I have no idea. That's so far away from me. I know in the write-up, Sam Howard's nickname is Sam Boone Vegas Howard. So
do they got a casino there? They got casinos down there in Booneville?
I don't even know if there's a stoplight in Booneville. So
they got some softball fields. I think I've been there.
Nice. Yeah, so that Bell in a good spot. Forgy, obviously, the only other state ranked wrestler, got number 9 in the semi-state, Engel. So 7-9 right off the bat for some team points.
Yeah, Bell's really good. Great kid. Obviously, he's a defending state champion. 3 losses. I believe those are all out of state losses. 2 at Ironman. 1 at where was the other one at? Carnahan or that Marist thing they did.
It was Bennett, or no, it was at Ironman because he got 6th.
Okay. Yeah, really tough. I mean, I thought he put on for his squad at Team State. Like, obviously, he wasn't 100%. And, dude, Jacob Powers was wrestling on his mind. We just talked about Bridge, and he had got to win over Bridge, and he had got to win over Thrasher. And it was like, man, does he, go at a hurt Case Bell? And, dude, Case went out there and took care of business. And that's a long time. Like, if you have a bad ankle, like, you might feel like resting it. I think, like, the more you let it sit, the more it tightens up. And, he was instantly shoe off, but dude, he's the real deal, man. He's been the real deal since day one. He was the real deal as an 8th grader. I think he probably could have been the mix as an 8th grader too.
Last quarter bracket, Cole Schreck, Corydon Central. He has Jermaine Johnson, number 23 in the state, not ranked in the semi-state. Isaiah White, Owen Valley versus Alden Walker from number 16 in the state. He's from Mater Dei. So Mater Dei did get in a good spot here, but still, not crazy easy with another state ranked guy.
Yeah, I mean, Walker, he's had a strong year. I know he's got 9 losses, but he's good. He got a good draw there. Shrek from Corden, part of that Shrek family. His dad's a coach. His brother wrestles at Bellarmine. And he's also an assistant coach. Corden's looked good a couple of times this year when I've seen him. Not a great draw having Walker, obviously, but kind of what Mike said earlier, kind of highlighting the kids maybe we don't always talk about. So you'll see Shrek's name, I think, pretty confidently over the next 3 years. His brother was ranked, I think, a 2-time ticket rounder. Yeah. And so a good bracket, a good draw for Mater Dei here with Walker getting that draw.
I think the Shrek family, like, it's tough because where Evansville's at right now, there's going to be a lot of really good guys that don't punch their ticket.
Yeah.
In this 10-year window of kind of, where they've been the top dog, there's going to be a lot of guys that make it to that ticket round multiple times from some of the smaller schools that are going to run into the Mooresville, regional, the Castle, the Mater Dei guys. And that's tough. So my nephew wrestled Cole last year at the middle school state. He's tough, man. He's solid, just a really solid wrestler. Jermaine Johnson, Jeremiah Johnson coming from Purdue Polytechnic. That was one of the guys that they didn't get down there at Franklin Community.
Hashtag professor trained, right?
Yeah. He had a good season last year for the Techies. So I think he came down a way. He was up at 26 a lot of the year whenever, old boy was up at 32. But Walker's tough, man. We talked about Bell getting injured. That was the match he got injured, and he put him to his back. I wasn't there yet, but obviously he's a dangerous wrestler.
Yeah, that it's not. It tells you how easy Evansville is that you go from Newcastle to Evansville. You purposely want to go to the easier semi-state.
Who does that, man? Somebody needs to. Why would you come down to this semi-state? Like,
Yeah,
I tell you, when we look for property, we don't look for property in the Evansville semi-state area. It's not something we sit around and fantasize about.
You're just hoping another house comes for sale on Victory Bay so we can be neighbors.
That or just be in the basement of the Caprino compound, one or the other. I don't know.
Man, there was a lot of guys jumping semi-states this year, right?
Yeah. I mean, that first year, this was the first real year of the transfer rule, right? Like, you saw kids immediately. Like, even at state last year, there were rumblings and rumors, and I think it went official the Friday of state last year, I believe, that the transfer rule was going to go into effect. So,
and then they hired a group to just start checking everyone's background to make sure you never talk to a coach at those schools in your entire life.
You never even looked at one of them.
Yeah. Did you ever accidentally take a picture with that coach in the background? Ineligible.
Well, the worst thing is that they dinged him for shaking hands with the coach when they were coached against the guy after the match.
Yeah.
See, one reason why we shouldn't be shaking hands after matches that's illegal contact.
Yeah, that's what I heard. One time they got a Christmas card, and there's my guy. Kingston, man. Kingston went to the UIndy Open and got some dubs.
Yeah, I think he went 2-2.
I think he wrestled Jake there too. So
yeah, no, go out there and wrestle.
Yeah,
that's good. But love to see. Never want to see a kid lose a season, especially a senior season. So
yeah, dude, that's the worst. I hate it. That was a rant several weeks ago. Still fresh in my heart.
Yep. So 126 got a Madison wrestler, Drew Zuckerswort. Oof, that's
you'll know it after Saturday.
Number 23 in the state. Dustin doesn't like him that much because he's only 7th in the semi-state. He has a tough Eli Ogle, number 7th in the 14th in the state. He was 7th placer last year. Mateo Surigano.
That's a good name. Surigano. I like that name. That would make the all name list for this year.
From Evansville Memorial. And then John Orman from Edgewood. I know he's been out with some injuries this year. Number 10, the semi-state. He's had a pretty good career.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the injuries that's kept him from not being ranked clearly, not being ranked higher in the semi-state. Because Orman's kind of like, when you talk about guys that's been around forever, I think he's been a ticket rounder a couple times. I remember back in the youth circuit, he was tough. So Ogle's the favorite. Obviously, I'm a homer for Zuckwort. Zuckwort's had a strong year, 25-3. Last year, he was, I think, he'd only had 1 or 2 losses and lost a wrestle-off of all things to another kid at Madison, Eli Stewart, who was a ticket rounder. So I like Zuck. And then, Orman with the injuries coming in 19-2. Ogle's a favorite, but I mean, really that bracket, if Orman was to punch a ticket or Zuck was to punch a ticket, I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, like that's massive. I think it's 3 really good kids there.
Yeah. Orman's been in and out of the rankings. He was in the rankings. He was undefeated for a long time. I forgot who he took his first loss to, which kind of dropped him out of the rankings. But like you guys said, man, just injuries kind of, bet him the last 2 years. Ogle's tough. I thought that was a good move coming down from 32. Obviously, that the 32 at the Mooresville Regional was ridiculous, and even he still got a medalist that's going to be 4th here. Dustin was telling me Zuck early on. There were some guys in the rankings, and I'm not going to say, oh, this guy or this guy. That he was like, I think we're a little bit better than they are. I think that we're a little bit ahead of them. He's like, I'm not saying you have to change the rankings on that, but I'm just giving you a heads up. He's pretty good, and obviously he's proved it. Regional champ, 25-3 on the season. Got himself a spot where, it's not the worst draw you could have.
No, yeah, there's certainly worse draws in that bracket for sure. So,
yeah, is he or his 2 of his losses out of state at the Top Gun?
Yeah, 2 losses were at Top Gun. He placed 7th at Top Gun. So 2 losses at Top Gun and 1 to Bowman.
Okay. I was just looking at this profile. I was like, man, we're missing those. I've been trying to add some of the out-of-state ones.
Hey, he's only got 1 loss in the state, fellas. That record needs to be changed, right? If you're undefeated in state, too. So,
yeah. How's he in the county? Is he undefeated in the county?
3-time county champ so far.
Nice. So going down, next quarter bracket, you got Dom Brown, returning 5th place finisher. He has Aylin Hartley from Switzerland County, Jude Pratt of Bloomington South, freshman, having a pretty good year. He has Parker Wimmer of North Posey.
Hey, quickly, just in this one quarter bracket right here, 2 former Madison Boys and Girls Club Little League wrestlers with Hartley and Zuck. So, I mean, you want your kids to get to semi-state in the South, come see me at the Boys and Girls Club. We'll get them signed up for a Little League.
Honestly, that's what we were talking about on Monday. Just having programs like that where kids can stick around the sport and enjoy it. So shout out to those guys. Parker Weimer, really, really tough freshman. 31-5. He's had some really good results growing up. Jude Pratt's a really tough freshman. That'd be a good one, especially for rankings going forward. Dustin, tell you, man, you get that win early on, it's going to keep you in them rankings the whole year.
That's right. Get a win now, and then don't make sure you don't have any head-to-heads or commons next year, and you'll just stay up.
Don Brown's incredibly tough. I know he took an injury at Ironman, which was unfortunate. He's an IPO champ. Dude, it was tough. I didn't know if we were going to put him 1. I know I kind of waffled back and forth. He had lost to Getz also. And then when Verduzco beat Getz at Team State, that one was really, really difficult. I think I surveyed a good amount of people just kind of see and I wanted to ask people that weren't in those areas, like, hey, what were you thinking? Like, do you think which one? And they kind of went, it was pretty close, but they leaned Verduzco. So I was like, all right, I'll go that way. But Don Brown could have easily been 1. And if we redid the rankings right now, he probably would be 1. And I wouldn't be shocked if he wins the semi-state. I wouldn't be shocked if he won state. He works hard. He's a good kid. We had him up here in 23 as a state qualifier. So,
yeah,
for the region.
Yeah, and he comes up and trains in the region. Good kid. He's always been really one. I mean, that one that probably is a difficult one to rank, just because he's done so well, but also had some losses at the worst possible times. Only a one-time medalist, and if you look at some of the hit list he has throughout his 4 years, he has a pretty impressive list of great big wins and stuff. So, and he's wrestled everyone in those past 4 years. So
that 24 year, I forgot who he had in the ticker out, but it was brutal. It was like one of those ones. It was like, did he have Schaefer there? I feel like he's been 26 every year too.
See, I just had his profile up. Let's see, who did he lose it to in 24?
Or was it the other kid that was
Rio?
Rio, yeah.
No, not Rio. He lost.
It was
Oh, there's 24. 24 was Schaefer. Yep, you're right.
I mean, just really tough. But he's been 26 almost every year, right? He was 20 and then 26 the last 3.
Yeah. Yeah, he lost to Reynolds at regional, Braylon Reynolds, and then drew into Schaefer. So lost 3-1.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Evansville, right?
Yeah. Yes.
He said, get that East Chicago out of here. Welcome to Evansville, sir. I feel like that was a smack in our face. No, great kid, man. He does come up. They train up here with Andrew and Johnny. Obviously it just shows the dedication that those guys have. We talked about Daniel earlier, that they're driving, up every, 1 or 2 times a week to jump in that room with those guys. And obviously those guys are really good too, but that's not like those dudes ain't driving 20 minutes to their school for club practice,
Right. Yeah.
And these dudes are driving hours in time zones to come up and wrestle with some of the best guys, which in the Midwest, probably, and maybe in the country. I'm sure any program college-wise would love to have an Andrew Howe on staff and a John Morrison on staff.
Yep. So going down, bottom half bracket, you have Noel Mullins, Jasper, 38-3. Donta Henderson of Vincent's Lincoln. David Bowman, Monrovia, started the postseason undefeated. Ty Brucey from Columbus North via Floyd Central. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Well-traveled Ty Brucey.
Because I have my Contenders sweatshirt on today as a gift from the boys. The Browns jump in there too, so they're not a singular team guy. They go a lot of places and get better in a lot of places. So I know Dustin was saying that we've seen them at Contenders.
And with the way things are now, you just got to find, I'm old school, right? We're locked in. I've been at Madison, and we're going to be at Madison, but some people just, if you have the availability to find the right room, you find the right room for your son, and you kind of go with that. I know the Brucies are super happy right now at East. I talked to Dad Jamie a lot. So kudos for them. I mean, he's got a whole year in semi-state qualifier. He's been dealing with some injuries and stuff, so good for him. And then also shout out to Jasper, man. Like those dudes just every year are getting after it, finding competition, going to find better competition. You see them all over the state. I think they host – what's the early one? Do they host the early – is that the Rick Roll or whatever?
Rick Roll, man. I thought it was fake tournament.
Yeah, they get teams down there, man. So, I think you'll start seeing it pay off for Jasper. Not a great draw here with Bowman in the mix here, but you'll start seeing big things from Jasper in the next couple of years as they continue to get competition and continue to build. These guys, Mullins, and we'll say some other names later, they've been around forever too. So, I think Bowman peaks through, but you got some good kids in that quarter.
Yeah, and I think Mullins is tough, man. He had a really good summer. I thought he had a pretty solid IPO. He had they were at Spartan Classic too, right? He had a solid Spartan. But dude, you were on the Bowman train early. Like Dustin was, for the guys that are maybe like see that, whatever state ranking or semi-state ranking. Dustin was telling us last year when he was jumping into the bracket, he's like, this dude's a real deal. He's gonna be really tough. And so he's proved it this year as a senior, and he's gonna try to get him a medal. But Ty Brucey's dangerous, man. So I think that if you're looking possibly to that Mullins match, or you're looking to your semifinal match, which we're about to talk about, a really tough draw, I think. Ty Brucey's a guy that can sneak up and get you. And Cooper usually has those guys pretty prepped and ready to roll.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things we talk about, 12 losses, but East, doesn't wrestle a slouch schedule. So,
no.
So, bottom quarter bracket, Wyatt Ulrey, Evansville, Mater Dei, number.
We lost Joe.
Joe left us.
How does that happen?
Hey, you didn't want me and Mike running rogue with no brackets in front of us.
No, that's never happened before.
We would have done a call-in show super on the fly.
Yeah. Who wants to talk about the next weight?
What weight are we on? Man, that was weird. I don't know what's happened to my internet. Come on. Bottom quarter bracket.
I can't move to Victory Bay with shoddy internet, Joe. That just can't happen. So.
We didn't lose power today. I got a message that we lost power. So I don't know. Maybe I should pay that bill once in a while. So been busy this week. So Wyatt Ulrey, Mater Dei, number 11 in the state. And then you got number 11 in the semi-state, Cody Hughes from Floyd Central, the Highlanders. River Lily, solid freshman for Franklin. He gets a pretty good sophomore, Ryan Hockaday, probably one of the most improved wrestlers in the state. 24-4 for Brownsburg. The Ulrey and Hockaday match at Team State was crazy. Both getting into just crazy scrambles, and Hockaday was up and then got put to his back late, and then ends up getting a reversal to tie it up, and then gets it in overtime. So crazy match. Both guys wrestle really well and hard to score on. So it should be interesting to see. The one with the match with a little bit more at stake here in the take around, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, another terrible draw, right? Ulrey and Hockaday in the ticket round, but it's kind of what you said, Joe. I think it's going to be a great match, man. I can't wait to watch it play out. Of course, I didn't get to see Team State, so I'm excited to watch this one on Saturday.
Yeah, I think, and the other guys in there too. Cody, who's spent some time in the rankings early, and then River Lily had a huge win for Franklin at Team State over Deshaun Thomas in that Lowell duel, and they moved some guys around some different ways, so they kind of messed me up. I know he was down a weight, and so was Merchant was down a weight, so I thought they were staying there, then they weren't. But Joe hit it on the head, man. Hockaday has really been improving. I know we've talked it on other shows where he's had big wins. Kyle told me last year he's going to be really good. And I was like, kind of like, oh man, are you saying that because he's Jake's brother? Or no, dude, he's improving. He listens, which I think is one of those things. It's a very underrated skill when you listen to your coaches. And he improves, and he's gotten a lot better. He had a really good summer. Runner up at freshman sophomore state to Max Karros. I think Ulrey was up a weight at 32, I believe, for freshman sophomore. But Ulrey's tough, man. I think that was a strong move for him coming over to Mater Dei also. I think just getting in that room, not that he was at Boonville, right?
Yeah. Boom,
Not
Vegas.
Boone Vegas. Not that, those guys are bad, but like you're getting, Schaefer as a partner, you're getting Alden Walker as a partner, you're getting, just that tradition behind you. I think that's going to be a good match. It was a good match at Team State. Is going to see who makes the adjustments. And Ryan Hockaday wrestles an exciting style and isn't afraid to roll through some stuff. And, I think we were kind of talking a little bit off air, but when you wrestle Mater Dei, like you kind of got to wrestle them a little bit cleaner. They don't make a lot of mistakes. That's like a thing for me up here watching Mater Dei is that they're very calculated in what they do.
They're disciplined for sure,
Very
right?
disciplined.
Like, yeah. I mean, if you get a win against a Mater Dei kid, you've earned that win for sure.
Yeah, so that'll be an interesting contrast the second time they wrestle. And we're projecting, but like Cody Hughes can be, a guy that maybe breaks that up or River Lily.
So
that's pretty good, Jason. I'm not gonna say that, but you can say that.
Yes. So, can we just skip over 132? I really don't want to.
Please, man. I'm telling you, there's so many top 10 ticket round matches. It was brutal to write the article.
Yeah, like tears. At least you didn't write it on real paper because it'd probably be soaked in tears. Keyboard probably the keyboard malfunctions. So, it's a terrible draw. That's that plain and simple. Rio took a loss last week to Royce Malone, and you kind of knew already. You kind of knew there could be a potential draw here. Caleb Schaefer wrestling real well this season, has had a real close overtime loss to Schaefer
to
Rio, and then Rio had a little bit bigger win a week later, majored him. Still not an easy draw. I mean, there's a lot on the line there. Returning state champion, 2-time runner-up. Was that his only in-state loss that's not named Dickman? Or no, he lost to
Gendress.
Yeah. So adding he's only lost to Dickman, Gendress, and now Malone in the state. So that's pretty crazy. Awesome career. Schaefer has Luke Enlow of Corydon Central. Mark Hand of Bloomington South will wrestle Rio. Obviously, those two are being very much overlooked because of Mark Hand or Luke Enlow is the Mike Reiser of this bracket. Everyone's talking about the other guys and didn't realize Mark Hand has a lot worse draw.
Yeah, Mark Hand, dude, you guys are sleeping on what Mark Hand has to go through. You guys, that's disrespectful to him. I've been that guy,
we call that the Mike Reiser spot.
After last night, we talked about that. So, yeah, man, that's. I don't know, like if. I know that we talk about wrestlebacks ad nauseum, right? And I'm sure that if we did have wrestlebacks, these guys would both be going to state, and they both deserve to go to state. I don't see that and be like, oh man, that's just the way it goes. Because I think now that we score it as a team, the team title through that, I think you want your best guys there. And obviously the IHSA is selling tickets to this, and they're making money off of this, so they should want the top 16 guys there also. But I think simple seating probably could be sufficient in that, because if you drop some of those guys in other brackets, and I know I've said it before, and I catch some heat for saying it. I've talked to coaches that tell me that they like the blind draw. It gives some of the guys that maybe don't have a chance to get a chance through, which I don't agree with. Because I think that we want the best guys there, but also, there's probably some guys that, were able to wrestle at the state finals that did get those draws.
I don't know what – I think I threw this in the article. I don't know what the answer is. Like, I get it. Like, the IHSA says we're here to crown number one, and that's kind of all we really care about. Well, like in football, and then the argument can be like, well, in football you might have 1-2 go off first week of sectionals, but it's geographically based in some of those sports, right? Your draw – and your sectional, those same 4 or 5 teams, and then whatever. It's not when you're doing the blind draw, you kind of take that out of it. So it's just robbery to have the blind draw in an individual sport. Like in track, you have the time cutoffs. I mean, there's different kind of ways to get through in all those individual sports except wrestling, and wrestling's just win or go home, right? Like it's brutal.
And this is the only round of it. Well, the state quarterfinals is a free for all too. But this is the only round where it doesn't really have any rhyme or reason. Sectionals is seeded. Regionals, you know what you're getting into. It's very much like you said with football. Then you go to semi-state and it's just like, well, it's a formula that we use and it's random. It's like, okay, but that's not conducive to getting the best people there.
Right.
Like okay, cool, random. Like, would you want your work to work like that? If that was your place of employment and they're like, hey, we're going to do bonuses off of the random. Hell no, they wouldn't. Like, and I think that's the thing of it is like, would you want this for any other aspect of your life? And this is how I equate, kids moving schools. Cool. Would I ever tell my daughter if her job wasn't providing her with the right amount of support that, hey, no, you got to stay there because that's your job? No, it's like, go find a better job.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing here. Like, you wouldn't want this as your employment or anything else, but we tend to do it because it's just the way it's done, right? And I think it's ridiculous. And honestly, and Blake's, it's not the worst draw ever. And I think that's like the hard part for me is like we're up in arms and we're really upset and it sucks because like the Schaefer name has some legacy. And Caleb had a really tough Friday night match last year with Donald Bowie, I believe. And dude, we've seen guys with both medals going home. We've seen guys that, state champs going home and Rio could go home, I think he's going to be the favorite, but this isn't even the worst. And like, I get it, but like, what are we even doing about it? Like, we're going to sit here and complain about it, and coaches are going to go on a forum and stomp their feet and hold their breath, but they're going to try to do, like, not to get all political, what government does. We want to get wrestlebacks, but we also want to tie 9 other things to it. No, we didn't even give the girls wrestlebacks when we had the chance to do it, right? If we really cared about wrestlebacks, when we owned the girls tournament before the IHSA took it over, we would have gave them wrestlebacks, and we didn't. So, like, anyone that tells me, oh, man, like, all the coaches want it, bullshit. Because we didn't do it. Like,
Mike getting in the grinding my gears. I love it.
Yeah. Well, when you first brought that up about the girls, like, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I think the first year they had wrestlebacks, and then they but yeah,
they were trying to appease the IHSAA, right? They were trying to get sanctioned, and they were so they were kind of walking that line.
Yeah, and I kind of understand that, but at the same time, we owned it. I mean, we're not the Girls Association, but one thing I was gonna add on to your track thing, they have callbacks in track.
Yeah.
If and I'm probably gonna I know if enough, because they have like 10 lanes or 9. They have 27, or they have 3 or 9 lanes. So if only 25 people qualify for the 100-meter dash, they'll call 2 guys the next highest times to go to state. So they're trying to get their best athletes at state there, and that's the one I want that we need to equate with. And nice. I'll tell you about that text in a minute, but they're trying to get the best track athletes there with their kind of a form of wrestleback, and it equated the track. If you're in the same heat as Caleb Schaefer and you lose, you're done. I mean, yeah, you might have finished second. You might have ran an 11 flat 100, but you're done. I mean, that's it's not single elimination. And the one thing that you hear the IHSA always saying is, well, how many times you have to lose to make it to state? But track, how many times they lose? If you finish second, 2 or 3 times, that's you finish third. I think top 3 go. You lost 4 or 5 times. Yeah, you can lose in the preliminaries and stuff.
I like that, Blake Harvey. I agree with. I mean, so you look at travel restrictions, right? What Harvey's saying there, but moving stuff around every 2 or 3 years instead of however much they do it now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know why. I know I saw the Coaches Association said they presented wrestlebacks every other year for the last however many years, and it's always voted down 0-19. I mean, I don't know. we're the only state. I kind of pointed this out to somebody the other day. We're the only state that doesn't have class wrestling and or wrestlebacks. Like it's double tough in Indiana because it's not classed and there's no wrestlebacks.
Yeah, I talked to Fernandez, and he comes from California, and he said it's crazy because we have wrestlebacks at every round.
Yeah,
and I'm assuming that California is a bigger state than Indiana.
a little bit.
But yeah, to what I'm guessing Mrs. Stock here saying, yeah, like I don't know if it's a rankings thing, but it would be more of a seeding thing. So the rankings took into different things into account, but I don't know if it's always the who wants it more. Like I mean, maybe just the guys that win all 14 on Friday night just wanted it more than everybody else. But I don't know if that's true. But those guys did really well, and I think Eli, he was ranked 18th. He had a really tough regional that year. It was really tough to say, okay, well, we're gonna put him in here, and dude, he did it. I know that's one that always people love to bring up and throw in my face, like it was the lowest ranked one. But the lowest in the how long have I been doing it? At least 10 years. The only person outside of the top 10 to ever win the state title. Yep, I guess one time I deserved that one.
Yeah, out of
I was telling somebody
60 ranked, or state champions, or because you've been doing it for about 12 years.
I'll never remember the name of the person. It was before Snyder was at Brownsburg, but one year at semi-state, an unranked Brownsburg kid, I think, wins an upper weight, 215-ish maybe. Before I got out of it might have been the Roberts days. Before I got out of the arena, my email dinged, and the dad had emailed me like, terrible ranker, yada yada yada. And I'm like, bro, you haven't emailed me all year with one thing.
I think that we could look at it from a very and just to kind of back to that, I'm not trying to like dwell on that, and I'm not trying to argue it at all. Like, dude, they did it, dude. They killed it.
Yeah.
I will always say, hey man, like Monrovia gets, because of the stocks, Monrovia will always get the benefit of the doubt every time I rank. Those guys had a crawl, so guys like Benny Dalton could run, right? So like Benny Dalton could lose every match and he was still top 5. He's my boy, but like those guys, I would never sleep on a Monrovia guy, but
you just told me earlier you were sleeping on Bowman. I got you back, Miss Stock.
But but like looking back at it, if you change it every round and you're asking the coaches every single round, yeah, he beats Burke Van Horn, right? And then it's like, okay, cool, then he's the number one guy. And if his brother, his twin, wasn't ranked at the time, but then he qualifies out of that regional, then it's easy to rank him at the semi-state. Like then you're changing every match. You're not keeping that same seeding from pre.
Right.
Obviously, if we change the rankings every week, which I don't want to do, because I'm incredibly happy when I'm done with the rankings at the sectional. But like, if we change it every week, it would be much different today than it was 3 weeks ago, right?
Right.
Not significantly different, but obviously 106 would be different. 106 would have been different before they even stepped on the mat.
Yeah. So, that's just our rant there. Tough draw.
Yeah.
Even if Rio won, we're still going to be talking about Malone. What's Malone ranked? Malone's 6. So you have a 4 and 6. That's no better.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, I think I did float this idea to the professor in some text this week. I was like, the IHSA is digging their heels right now. You can propose Russell Baxter to say no. They're just digging their heels. We're not getting them right now.
Isn't that the
My
dumbest
proposal?
thing?
I shouldn't put this publicly, but is to just 10 years, minimum 10 years. Don't even say anything about them. Don't do it. And Mike just dropped off.
Mike's at it. Mike is done.
Yeah. Don't propose Russell Baxter for 10 years. Okay. And maybe they forget about it. And then you come in with a good proposal, because we're not going to get it if we propose it this year or whenever our proposal years. I think it's next year. I think it's odd years.
Anytime any voting or power one, I thought we were for the athletes, and I'm always confused. Who does the IHSA work for? Like, what is their whole thing? I thought it was for the student athletes. Like, is it for the ADs? Is it for making money? Is it for I thought like the idea of it was for the student athletes, right?
Yeah.
Anytime like anyone in power like doesn't want to listen and they dig their heels in because we're gonna stand firm, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like then you shouldn't be in power because you're not listening to what people want.
Yeah.
I think the answer is the same way they got the transfer rule through, and that's to use the government, right? Like, I mean, you want to dig deep. Like the transfer rule had to go through the Indiana State House. So maybe instead of repeatedly running our heads into the wall with them, you look at other ways through to set mistakes.
Who do we know in the Senate? Let's do it.
Someone was just at the State House this week, I think. One of us.
Hey, I tried.
Maybe that's what he was doing. Maybe that's what he was doing.
The director or the Secretary of Education didn't really care about wrestlebacks, but she's from Madison. I'll keep working on her.
So the government of our state, never. Yeah. Just talk about the government of our athletic bodies.
Yeah. So we could go on for a while on this. I think number one, if we're going to propose them, we need to go with a different route. The IHSA does take proposals from. I think the travel rule was changed because of I want to say the Pocket Athletic Conference, which is the one down south. I think they're the ones that came and proposed it, and it was the athletic directors that got together and proposed it. And it wasn't even like it was like a big indie conference. It was like the MIC or anything. So they came and proposed that, and that's how it got changed. So if you could get a couple coach or athletic directors or principals to propose it, some wrestling guys in that position, I think that would have a little bit more sway with the IHSA. It's just a matter of proposing it in a way that doesn't use the W word. I would be for adding two state qualifiers up to 24 for each semi-state. I think that'd be fun. I think we're to a point where we have the depth at 24 and we have the day. Let's add some more matches and have some more fun. So that's my rant.
Who do you got, Rio or Schaefer?
Are you talking to us?
Yeah.
I gotta go Rio.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. I mean, yeah. I think Rio.
I need to throw some Hail Marys to Hook and Half. Forgive me, Hook and Half, for I have sinned, but I'm gonna go with Rio.
Yeah, I'll probably go with Rio too. I think it's gonna be a really good match. I think it's gonna be closer to the first match than it was the second match.
Yeah.
It's kind of what Harvey's. I will get off the rant. Harvey's kind of nailing it over here with the kids that want to be 8th or 7th is the goal, be a state qualifier. We could go all night on that, but Harvey's kind of nailing it in the comments.
Yep.
Yeah. Because he's a well thought out guy. I mean, he does a good job.
I was going to cut him out earlier when he said Mooresville doing Mooresville things, but I guess we'll let him keep talking for now.
Moving on down with less state ranked wrestlers in the quarter bracket.
Yes. Number 27, Ethan Poling from Columbus East. He has Maddox Saley from Mount Vernon Posey. Lucas Day, Brownsburg. Man, both you guys been sleeping on Day. Came into the postseason, 7-7?
I was not sleeping on Lucas Day. Stop that.
Isaac Temple of Floyd Central. So Day's in a pretty good spot. I know that the coaches were really worried about the draw with him and end up getting in a good spot, a positive spot for him. Could have been a lot worse. So what do you guys think here?
Joe's sleeping on the Hoosier Hills Conference, man. Listen to
that. Lucas Day, he started in the rankings as soon as he was eligible. I think he has hit the 30 days, right? What was he at last year? Tri-West?
I think so, yeah.
Tri-West, dude, like that's the Brownsburg Light or what? So I had him in the rankings up until Hoosier Crossroads Conference, where he took a loss to who did he lose to there? Zachariah Nicolite. So Nicolite was a little bit further down the rankings. I think at that point he was under 500. I ended up dropping him off. I don't know if Dustin ever had him in, but he's tough. Dude. He's been showing out the last couple of weekends, so it's better to peak now than it is to peak in October or November.
Right. Yeah. It's what we said earlier, guys from strong programs with 500 records. Polling man with East, he's kind of turned it on. That classic East kid who, as a freshman through a junior, has gotten better and better and better. Temple and Poling. Temple got a win over Poling this summer at Madison Duels, and then Poling got a win back at Jeff Duels. I think Poling was out at Hoosiers Conference, so they didn't wrestle. So, I mean, Day's the favorite, but if, again, Temple or Poling were to punch through, I wouldn't be super shocked.
Yeah, I think Poling was out at Al Smith too, so.
So, bottom half bracket, Owen Blessinger, number 30 in the state. He has Kyle Riley of Plainfield, number 15 in the state. Ty Witten, Gibson Southern versus Ethan Rose, Switzerland County, number 29. So, 3 guys with rankings.
I'm a homer, man. Like, Roses came up through our system. We're super good kid. 3-time ticket rounder. I'm trying to pull what I said because I'm pretty sure all of them are like names that have been around forever, right? Riley last year, I think missed weight at sectionals, had some big wins last year at 13. Blessinger's a name. You know, Southridge always has dudes at semi-state ready to rock and ready to go. Clearly on paper, I got to get back. I'm kind of jumping all over screens here. I mean, on paper, you got to like Riley, but I mean, Blessinger is good. Rose in that first round match. Here's a kind of that first round match. Witten and Rose. Witten, man, 24-13 freshman, man, all gas, no brakes, man. The dude is nothing but excitement. When I text Dressler today, and I said, "Would you describe Witten as all gas, no brakes in wrestling?" And he was like, "Brother, I would describe Witten as all gas, no brakes in everything he does in life." So, Rose Witten would be a good match. Blessinger Riley, you know, that's a fun quarter bracket right there.
It is. You know, Riley was in the group, you know, the chat a couple weeks, you know, shouting out Lucas Day and just saying how tough he was after he got a couple wins over him. And, you know, taking fourth there, he's tough, man. I'm happy that he got away from cutting weight. I don't know if he's cutting weight to get to 32, but obviously last year at 13, it was too much. But he's having a good season. But Blessinger's tough, man. He's been there.
Yeah.
That is a fun one. You know, there's 3 guys at rankings there to be Ty Witten punching a ticket. Watch.
So, bottom quarter bracket, Royce Malone, 2-time state medalist. He has Jaden Harris, New Albany, number 9 in the semi-state. Johnny J.J. Vaughn, Franklin Community, number 21 in the state. He has Jay Burke, Eisenhower, future president of the United States, number 11 in the semi-state. So all guys have ranking. So it should be a good one. Obviously, Malone coming off right in a big win last week and looking real good right now.
Yeah, I mean, Malone's the favorite there. Vaughn and Eisenhower's a rematch, I think, from Spartan. Eisenhower actually won that. So, Mike, I don't know why you don't have Eisenhower ranked, but Coach Peak, I got your back. Even though he's ranked lower than Vaughn still. Yeah, I think the professor, professor's manipulated some rankings here. He gets in our ears and like whispers sweet nothings, and we kind of get lost in things sometimes because Vaughn has a W over, or Eisenhower has a W over Vaughn at the Spartan.
And then Vaughn has a W over Riley, right?
Ooh, he might have. I'm sure Morgan will jump in and let us know. But
I think at one point, like Eisenhower was lower. I don't even know if he was in the semi-state rankings, but I think he's really good. I thought he's had some really good freshman, sophomore results when he was going through that bracket. You know, Vaughn obviously coming over with the professor, right?
Yeah.
So,
yep.
That's probably not a spot he wants to be in. Dude, Malone's really tough. I mean, Jaden Harris is tough for New Albany also. No, he does not. Jim Tante. So,
yeah.
he
Tante.
Riley beat Hey, Coach Tante, jumping in with comments. Love it.
Who did he beat early on? He had a good win early on. JJ did.
Underwood. He beat Underwood.
Okay, yeah. Underwood when he was still in there. You know, Caden Underwood. So they were kind of all around. So I knew it was someone. Colin Ulrey had a win over Kyle Riley. But, dude, Royce Malone is really good. And I think that I don't know if he's strong, but he looks like he holds position well and he looks strong. Obviously, we've seen him wrestle with.
Man, that flex picture, he looks strong that I see all over social media.
He beat Gavin Lewis at Al Smith. Gavin Lewis beat him on a last-second takedown at Team State. He is really good. He keeps putting on his Al Smith finalist sheet that he's the best hunter in Indiana. And then we confronted him about if there's a hunting Indiana mat. He said there's not. And then he clarified, well, last year he was the best squirrel hunter, and now he's the best rabbit hunter in the state. And I said that if Marcus makes it to the finals next year, I'll shout them both out if they put it. But I asked my brother, I was like, dude, do you think this guy's really the best rabbit hunter? He's like, you got to ask like real questions. Like, what kind of gun is he using? Like, what caliber gun is he using? What are they using? Are they using dogs? Like, what dogs are they using? I said, all right, man. So Tony went in and had the hard-hitting questions that I didn't have on my spot. He's really good, man. He's obviously a state semifinalist as a freshman. Taking 7th last year, I think was surprising. I think he hit someone pretty good early on. He is really tough. Obviously, they had to went in with the best game plan to beat Rio and control the match, and then score late. I think that's what Swain said on the show. I watched their YouTube show, and it was that one was ranked named beating the champ, and I think sometimes the Center Grove guys figure it out, and you've seen it year after year where they've had guys that get to their offense and don't put themselves. I think one of the most underrated things is holding position. I think there's you can win a lot of matches in high school. And if there's any kids in here, and I know we're not on as late as we normally are, but if you just learn how to hold position well, you will win a lot of matches. Like if you just don't put yourself in bad position, you will win a ton of matches. And I think those guys really hold position. And obviously it paid off this past week and gave the guy he beat probably the worst draw you can get in that bracket. And he's been a pretty good spot there.
138. We're not going to be done by 10 there, Dustin.
Well, I tried, fellas. I did my best.
We'll be done at 10 my time.
Yes, 10 years. See, that's what he was talking about. So, 138. We got pretty good quarter bracket here. It's 3 ranked guys. Number 4 in the state, Peyton Richard, Switzerland County, returning state 4th place finisher. Stephen Goodman of New Albany, number 12 in the semi-state. Xavier Flores, number 22 in the state from Center Grove. And David Altstadt from Mater Dei, number 14 in the state, senior. So a couple seniors possibly in the ticket round for one last trip to state. Should be a real good quarter bracket there.
Take that away, man. That's your guy. I know that's your guy up there. Down there.
I mean, Peyton, I think I put in the article, Peyton's had more losses this year than his last 3 years combined. And that's hats off to, Coach Richards, his dad, and the staff at Switz. They went out and beefed that schedule up every year. He would come in as a freshman and sophomore, undefeated, the semi-state, losing the ticket round. Same thing, like we said, Rose is a 3-time ticket rounder, Oatman, those guys. And he's went out and beefed up that schedule to get him ready for semi-state. So it's a terrible draw on paper. Richards and Allstott
we lost him. He said he was going to be done. We only had him till 10 o'clock.
I'm still here. But I think, I like Richards. Not Richards only to win it there, but he's got that 5-2 loss to Gales at Carnahan. Like, I'm excited to see Peyton kind of put it together in his last semi-state.
So did he
hats off to his dad. His dad's bowling, and I keep getting bowling picks from James. So
did he really lose the Salem kid? 49 seconds.
Oh, that's right. We don't talk about Jonah Morgan around here.
Jonah Morgan.
Jonah.
I did throw Jonah Morgan in the rankings after that, though. I think you got to give a shout out to a guy that made some big moves. He ended up losing at the regional, but
no. Jonah lost pigtails at sectionals. That's how tough the James County sectional is. We had state ranked kids losing the pigtail matches.
Oh, I thought he lost at the regional. My fault.
No,
He's tough, man. That's a huge win for him.
So yeah. I wasn't there, but I heard it was like a suck over headlock, kind of on top, scramble headlock, no place to go.
Hey, find a head and an arm anytime, anywhere.
That's South headlocks, baby.
Man, who were they talking to? We were talking about Mendez and Kuntz, and they're like, he was stuck. I was like, I was pretty close. He wasn't stuck. Like, he was stuck. And I'm like, how close were you that you were closer than me? I was on the first row. I was literally the first seat from the mat. Like only Vince and Bill were closer than I was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't them telling me that. Richards has had a really good. I was happy to see him come up to the Carnahan and get those matches. I think that's going to benefit him down the road.
Yeah, he's got 2 losses to Thrine this year. So I mean, getting battle tested is good.
Man, the Thrime match at Spartan was crazy. I think Peyton was up 3 or 4 with about 30 seconds ago, and Thrime just kind of turned it on and ended up winning, I think, by 1 or something like that. So
7-6.
Doing what
Oh,
Brian does.
6-7 in the on their profile, so I had to change that from 6-7 to 7-6. Okay, so next quarter bracket: Brian Conley, Bloomington South, regional champ, unranked. He has unranked Damian Hernandez Perez from Southwestern Hanover. Did you guys win the paddle this year?
The paddle's been retired.
Oh, it's been retired. You guys...
But hats off to Southwestern. Their first semi-state qualifier. We're trying to do the math. We think 6 or 7 years. I said it again. The first state semi-state qualifier in 7 or 8 years for the Rebels. So congratulations to Damien and their coaching staff there.
Nice. So, and then Aslan Templeton from North Posey, another unranked guy. The bracket gods were not good here, other than Tulane and Haynes Brownsburg. He placed 6th as a freshman. Senior year coming in with 9 losses, but obviously we know they wrestle a pretty good schedule. So he's in a really good spot compared to where he could have landed in the top part. So whoever, I don't know what the Bulldogs sacrificed to get good draws there, but he's in a good spot.
Yeah, I definitely think he's a guy that's really improved in their program too. I know he's had some injuries. Is he the last of the brothers?
I'm not sure.
I thought they might have one more. Maybe,
but
I don't know. I'm not good on their family tree.
He's really improved. I was really impressed with him this year. I thought he's wrestled some really tough guys at a high level. I thought his improvement from when he wrestled Sessa at Carnahan to what he wrestled at Team State was pretty impressive. That he was able to distance himself there. Another guy that I think that Brownsburg's going to lean on to get points to get on the stand so they can repeat as state champs. Aslan Templeton's had some good wins this year too. He's a guy that when you're looking at some of the rankings, you're seeing his name in a lot of those matches.
Anything else out of you, Dustin?
No, I'm good.
So bottom half of the bracket, number 2 in the state, 1 in the semi-state, Mason Gels, Avon, returning state runner-up. He has Parker Wanke of Vincent's Lincoln. Gavin Jones from Jasper, another Jasper kid. Man, 46 matches. Wyatt Vaughn,
South.
Franklin Community, another quarter bracket with only 1 ranked guy in there. So all the ranked guys are bunched up into the top and bottom quarters.
Shout out to Vaughn Wyatt too. I know the professor was giving us the business saying we were sleeping on him. He had a couple. He sent me a message. It was sectionals, and he said you and Dustin are sleeping on Vaughn Wyatt.
Oh my goodness,
I was like, bro! I was like, he beat Peyton Richard, and then he beat Kirshner. Then he lost to Richard. But I was like, dang! Like if he beat Richard, we were sleeping on him. What were we thinking? And,
I'm standing behind their corner when Vaughn beats Kirshner, waiting for somebody else to wrestle, and they all turned around. Morgan, Tom, the whole group, and then they brought him over to me and go, "Hey, this is Triple B. This is the guy that didn't rank you."
Good for you, man. And you got the heart of gold. You just took it. When Swain yelled at,
I told him he was ranked in Newcastle since he's a Perry kid. That's what I told him.
Gels is really good, man. That's a tough draw for all those guys. A couple seniors in there. Obviously, he's going to continue his career at a Division I level. I didn't know he was a senior, man. That's kind of crazy. I wonder who Lauren was talking about. Remember, she had texted us like mid-year and asked like what the weight criteria is for someone to go to 26. I thought for sure it was going to be Gels, and I asked her. She said it wasn't Gels, but I don't know who it was.
Huh? Yeah, I remember asking us that too. Yeah.
I wonder if that person ever made their way on down.
Well, and no, he wrestled 65. I was gonna say Larson wrestled 75 a little bit, but he also wrestled up. And man, why is everyone dropping here? Oops, did not add him. Some internet issues with Restream. So yeah, I don't know, because I was gonna say Larson wrestled up a little bit, but he also I think he wrestled 65 most of the time.
But she said 25, right? She said 26 at that point. I don't know.
Did she? Okay.
I'm not going to ask her until after this week.
So
Maybe if depending on how this week goes, then I'll ask. Dude, she's not that person, honestly. She would tell us, but I think that I'm not adding to that stress. That Gals looks like he's a good spot right there to punch a ticket again.
So bottom quarter bracket, number 11, Eli Hedges, Heritage Hills, 41-3. He has number 9 in the semi-state, Charlie Hutchison from Cascade, and then aforementioned Luke Kirshner from Jennings County. He is number 18 in the state. He'll have William Rader from Terre Haute South. I know Rader's been in the rankings. He's one that I recognize that he's had a pretty good career and looking to finish off at state.
Yeah, I mean, Terre Haute South brought it last weekend at regionals. I think I point that out, like in the article, like, you know, Raider, Fields, Sammy May, guys I'm going to skip over, but Raider had a big Spladle first round at regionals. That was an upset on the books. He beat Aringer from Floyd.
Dude, that was a surprising one. I was surprised by that.
But I think that quarter bracket, ranking wise, you know, Kirch is there. Hutchinson's solid. I think he had some bad kind of early season losses. Kirsch has beat guys and lost to guys. Hedges 41-3. What we just talked about, Raider. It's another fun quarter bracket where anybody could punch that ticket and you'd be like, yeah, they probably deserved it. They came to play.
Yeah. They wanted it more.
They went and got into a better room.
Yes. I thought, Hutch has been in the mix the entire year, and I think similar to what we were saying earlier, like when you're looking at that Mooresville regional and you're kind of looking at some of the possible draws, maybe it was easier to drop him off of the rankings because it's like, well, like it's going to be difficult. He could possibly hit, Richard, he could possibly hit whoever, and dude, he just keeps doing it, and dude, he's put himself in a good spot. Like as a 4. Like 9 and 11, obviously he has a higher rating than the champ there. Hedges is good. And then Kirshner is the only guy with the ranking. So I got to pull for Kirshner because I want the highest percentage I've ever sent the state. And so far, I think we have one quarter bracket without a ranked wrestler in it.
Let's go Jennings County Panthers. That's right. Hey, and over there, Gomez can stay up, Mr. Sahaki. It's okay. He needs to stay up to get to 215.
So we'll go faster for him.
I didn't even see what he said, man.
So 144, we're going to start off with number 1 ranked Braylon Reynolds, returning runner-up. Really good year so far this year, 32-3. Jackson Smith from Heritage Hills coming in kind of light work this year. He's not on a pitch count. 53 matches. The Smith family, they're probably they might be in the that is on my off-season to-do list is to update the family list. They're going to probably be pretty high up there. Especially if you include their sister, who had a real good career. Cameron Cooper, Columbus East, son of the Coop, the Columbus Crusher, Trey Hopkins of Bloomington North. So Reynolds in a pretty solid spot. Pretty exciting wrestler to watch. Not afraid to hit a mixture on anyone. Almost pinned Clinton Shepard in one of those at the Ironman. So what do you guys think here?
Oh, I think Braylon's clearly the favorite for sure. Yeah. Some good kids throughout there. I mean, Smith, Coop, Hopkins. We've heard a lot. We were talking earlier about Coach Bruce, sending us messages all year. I think Hopkins, did he jump weight maybe or something?
He was at 32. He jumped all the way up.
Yeah, so I feel like I had him ranked and then weights changed and then I just didn't keep up with that. So, but Reynolds, hands down your favorite to win semi-state and state. Those other guys, Smith was a middle school state champ at like 57, I think. Coop, middle school placer, and then Hopkins. All good kids right there.
I think Hopkins had a tech fall win over Kyle Riley, right? Like at 32, it was one of those things. It was like, man, then like he jumped. They said he had a growth spurt. I was like, dang, he jumped multiple weight growth spurt. Okay.
Yeah. Because I was like, man, how is he not ranked in either? And I think that's what it is.
I think that could be a fun match. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to put money on Jackson Smith to win, but I think he likes to go a little upper body too. And
upper body, man, he's got cradles. I mean, he's got just kind of goes all out, right? Like you could see a mixer to a cradle to a mixer. Like that could be a wild match.
And Braylon's not afraid to go out there and mix it up. Like he's he's incredibly good. He's probably one of the best guys in the state, pound for pound. But like he's definitely got to go there and mix it with you. So that could be a fun match. Now, would I take Jackson Smith to win? I'd probably take the heavy favorite there, but I think that'd be a fun one.
So next quarter bracket, Michael Roche of Evansville Harrison, number 8 in the semi-state, number 9 in the semi-state, Dalton Jones, Plainfield, having a great freshman year. Caden Ramos, a very interesting way to spell Cadan, of Jasper, and then he has Keegan Joking of Franklin Community, number 19 in the state. So you got 7, 8, and 9 in the semi-state. Only the 7 made the state rankings, so Mike's slacking on the state rankings there.
Well, I think Roche or Resh, however I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Roche, I think it was a group text with us, right? When sectional brackets came out, Joe kind of messaged me and Mike like, "Hey, this kid's undefeated. How did you guys miss him?" And we were like, "Oh," and we kind of went to work and just under the radar kid, man. His head coach Mike Duckworth is a Madison alum, and I've talked to him multiple times. He's never mentioned him. I think they kind of wanted to come in under the radar. So,
I think we say it on the show a lot. We don't get a ton of stuff from Evansville. So, like, obviously, shout out to Michael Roche, man. However, it plays out this weekend, 41-1 senior, Evansville Harrison, great season. Go punch the ticket, man. I hope you do. Like, honestly, like that's no disrespect to anyone in the bracket, but you flew under the radar for us and then get in there. So, Dalton Jones, really good freshman. Joe kind of hit on that. But Keegan Joachim, last year, was it at the sectional or which one did he go?
Yeah, that was right? Same weight as Brendan there. He kind of headlocked his way through sectionals.
Like, that's a guy that could get hot and make a run for the Grizzly Cup. So, like, if he has a weekend like that, I'm picking Reynolds and Hornsby to be in the finals, but he could put himself in a spot to get a medal. But that's gonna be a tough draw. That's gonna be tough matches.
So bottom half of the bracket, Patrick Dowdy, Indian Creek, sister won a state title in 2 sports. So he's gonna have something to work for now. He has Reed Lanham of Owen Valley, and then Landon Pegram from Evansville North.
Gotta give a shout out to Evansville North. They sent me this shirt, man. Coach
nice.
North Wrestling Organization, the NWO from Evansville North.
Here comes a cease and desist for them.
Yeah.
Nice. Evansville North, Pegram has a good, having a real good freshman year. He'll have number 2 in the state, Peyton Hornsby from Center Grove, returning runner-up and Fargo champion. That's not a good draw for Dowdy, coming in only with 1 loss.
Nah, man, it kind of goes back to what you talk about, right? Like, Yoakum has lost to Dowdy at sectionals and regionals and finds himself in a better position to advance more than Dowdy does. So, draws are the draws. It's a terrible draw. You got number 5 versus number 2 in the semi-state and number 2 versus number 12 in the state there. Dowdy's a tough sophomore. This won't be his last chance being a sophomore, but just a terrible draw, there. And hey, Coach Patrick Dowdy he's not licking wounds right now. Like, he's ready to go. Like, those Indian Creek kids like to battle. So I'm not writing a sad song for Patrick there, but as a wrestling fan and as a guy who's in the semi-state forever, that's another just awful draw.
Yeah. And Reed Lanham's spent some time in the rankings too. I think he had a pretty good Mooresville also. Hornsby rocking. Does he still got the highlights? He was bringing that back, man. It was pretty good.
I haven't seen him lately. I think did he have leopard prints out in Fargo? Maybe though, right?
He had the grown out highlights going. So trying to got a little bit of the drip going, man. So
Brendan wanted to do some Naruto blue arrow on his head, and Mama Bent smacked him down. He wanted to get that done for semi-state, and I wanted to tell her hey, Hornsby's winning titles right and left with wild hair. So
that Dowdy Hornsby match would be it'd be interesting. I'd be surprised if they haven't wrestled at some point growing up, right?
They've had to have. Yeah, I would say so.
Those guys have been around forever, both of them.
Yeah. I think wasn't Dowdy pretty small for a while, and now he's
I felt like, what was he, 20 last year or 26, and then I thought coming into high school he was going to be I think he plays football too, so maybe that's part of it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that too. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. So bottom quarter bracket, another really good one. Number 9 in the state, Amron Pratt of Bloomington South. He has Brody Franks from Jennings County. Number 4 in the state, Quentin Sheff from Avon, returning state qualifier from 2 years ago. He has Asa Spencer of Mater Dei, number 14 in the state. So that's just a terrible bracket.
Brutal, man. Brutal. Chef Spencer out of the gates, and the winner gets Pratt. Like, holy smokes.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things where Michael Roche created part of that, right? Beating Spencer. I thought
got the big win last weekend.
Yeah, I think was it back-to-back weekends or just last weekend?
No, just last weekend. I think they might have been in a different section. I know Spencer beat them at SEAC. Yeah, and then I think they were in different sectionals. Evansville's kind of weird, and they go different ways.
And then, Spencer had a really good match with Chef at Team State. I think it was a 6-4 Chef match, but it was they were banging. That was a really good one. We were able to see that. So that'd be a good match right out the gate. And then Amron Pratt's really tough too. I think that's gonna be a guy that's maybe getting overlooked there. But like number 9 in the state, obviously, he's tough, man.
So 150, returning state champion, but ranked number 2 for very good reason. Tommy Gibbs, Brownsburg. He's pretty good. Going to IU, double All-American at Fargo, has had a real good career. Seeger Ralston of Madison.
Hey, what's up with the Madison kids drawing Tommy every year? I anticipate next year somebody will just draw Tommy when he's a freshman at IU, and he'll come back down and wrestle the Madison kid at semi-state because we keep drawing Tommy every year.
I don't know. You guys got to get that changed up. So Seeger has a tough match. Obviously, you guys have some film on him from last year, so maybe that'll help.
I don't know what a 17-2 tech will help, but we'll look at it.
Oh, you know the plethora of moves he's going to use.
We were just happy they didn't get the pinfall last year. So
yeah. So the winner of Gibbs and Ralston will get Jordan Emmerich. He wrestles Caleb Stevens from Edgewood, 2 seniors, unranked. Gibbs in a good spot there to punch his ticket to the state for only the second time, surprisingly.
Hey, I'll take my ranking hat off, or I'll take my ranker cap off and tell Mike, like I told you about Ralston. We'll get to 57-2 here in a second, but I told you.
You did. He was saying that Ralston was the guy that was in the mix. Who did he lose to late that ended up dropping him out?
I'm not sure.
But yeah, I mean, that's a tough draw. I mean, is your 4? Probably I would have to look at all of the spots. That might not be the only. That might be the one that you really didn't want to draw there.
For sure. I remember last year on my birthday, Joe texted me and said, "Hey, Brendan Gibbs." I went, "Hell of a birthday present, Joe. Thanks."
Sorry, I'm gonna give you a better one.
The little Gibbs small. He's got to jump way. Oh, I guess like he can get Zuck maybe. He was at 20 a little bit. Yeah.
Let's stop. Hey, curse you. Get out of here. Go on to the next quarter bracket.
So next quarter bracket, you got number 4 in the state, returning 8th place finisher Cohen Long from Columbus North. He has number 8 in the state. So that's a 1 versus 4 is 1, 4 and 8. David Falola from Decatur Central. I'm sure his name is in that email chain.
It is.
Yeah, it's there.
Confirmed. They'll have the winner of Gerardo Hernandez Ibarra from Bloomington South. Definitely had to lengthen the column widths after that name. Not only just his name, but Bloomington South also. At least it's not like Evansville, Bloomington Southeast High School.
So Butler, if Mooresville sweeps 150, come find me. I'll buy you some Dippin' Dots because it's not happening. Those Mooresville people, man, holy smokes. I get it to an extent. We're going to get to a weight here in a second where the Mooresville regional myth will be gone. And it's starting right here. I mean, long over, and no disrespect to anybody, but to say a returning 8th placer goes out first round, like, nah, sorry. Come find me if it happens, Joe. I'll buy you some Dippin' Dots.
So Hernandez Ibarra will have Spencer Howard from Boone, Vegas. Pretty solid freshman, having a good year at 150. So obviously you got a terrible draw right there.
Yeah, a terrible first round match for sure. Falola, Long, Cohen. I don't need a sectional championship. Long. He's a 3-time regional champ now without ever winning a sectional. So hats
Nice.
off to Cohen. Yeah, I mean, he's a gamer, man. He gets ready. He's there when it matters, and I fully anticipate him. He's had some losses early. He's avenged late. I like Cohen coming out of that quarter bracket there for sure.
And Fiola's been tough. I think most of his losses have probably come in the state tournament, right? For Decatur Central. But yeah, Cohen Long's tough. I was surprised to see him lose a sectional, but I didn't know that he didn't win any sectionals. But
and losing to Kirkpatrick, right? That's a rivalry, East-North. Kirkpatrick beat him in the duel on a headlock, kind of a wild headlock. If you've seen that clip, it's on TikTok. And then Kirkpatrick gets him at sectionals, and then Long beats him at regionals, and that's kind of set Kirkpatrick up. We'll get down to his quarter bracket, and I love Kirkpatrick's a great kid, a fantastic kid. We talk all the time, so.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to go with a 4-time regional champ and no sectional titles, which that's pretty impressive. So he's gonna have to throw the match, and he's got the at least injury default next year in sectional. Bottom half.
I think Jamie, his dad told me that's going to happen. Like, let's just keep it rolling.
Yeah, it's been good luck. So bottom quarter bracket or bottom half bracket, you got Grant Volker, Evansville Mater Dei, number 14 in the state, Hunter Sloan, Owen Valley, and number 5 in the state, Chase Klein, Avon versus number 16 in the state, Caleb Kirkpatrick. So 3 out of 4 guys have a state ranking. So I think a state ranked guy, 75% chance they punch their ticket.
I just double checked your math. I think you're correct. That first match will be good. Chase Klein has had a really good season, but I mean, obviously hit on the head with Kirkpatrick. He's tough, man. He's really good. Obviously, we've got to see him a couple years at the Al Smith. And then the winner of that doesn't get like an easy draw after that. They get Grant Vogler, who's also really tough. So that's just a really good quarter bracket. And good.
It's got Mike all choked and teared up on that. Man. A state ranked kid. Sloan might ruin your hopes there, but a state ranked kid should get through.
Yeah, well, the Volker or Klein beat Volker 3-2 earlier in the season, so that's not obviously that's not an easy match already when you have 5 and 1 point separates number 5 and 14. So.
Shout out to Joey Butler, right?
Yeah,
Joey Butler had a good one.
Hey, he's stirring the pot, man. But I'm gonna get some Dippin' Dots out of this Saturday. I think Klein and Long are 1-1, and then Kirkpatrick and Long are 1-2. So that's the only kind of common you got there. But those should be some very good matches there in that quarter bracket.
Then another quarter bracket with 3 ranked guys. Number 12, Hunter Bannett from Floyd Central Highlanders. He has Logan Mitchell from Mount Vernon Posey. Number 30, Jonas Strain from Franklin Community. He has Marcus Malone, number 9 in the state. Also number 2 in the state in hunting behind his brother. So that's another really good quarter bracket there. I'm sure Strain and Malone wrestled at the Johnson County World Championships. So yeah, and he won by tech fall. So not a good draw for Strain.
Marcus is tough, man, and I think early, man, I had him at 113 in the preseason rankings last year. Like that was 40 pounds ago, but he's handled the weight well. Of those 5 losses, I think a couple of those are just shot. I think, and obviously Clinton Shepard's really good. Out of the guys that Clinton Shepard's wrestled this year, including Tommy Gibb, I think Marcus Malone's kind of wrestled the best. I don't know if there might have been 2 matches where he didn't get teched, right? Yeah. And it wasn't that he was backing up and maybe trying not to get teched, but he looked like he was attacking. I could be completely wrong on that, but I know one was at Al Smith, the other one was at Team State. He's wrestled really well. Hunter Bannett's really tough, so I think that he 2 to Shep, 2 to Gibbs.
1 to Klein in tiebreakers.
So yeah, he's had a really good year, man. Center Grove's overall, I think Center Grove does a really good job, but Bannett's incredibly tough. So the winner of that match, what is 9 and 12? That's a good tick around match. $157. We start off with this one was going to be kind of ugly.
obviously, because of Mooresville, because Mooresville can't separate the good wrestlers very well. Wyatt Cooksey, returning state qualifier from Bloomington South. He has Luke Hartman from Evansville Memorial, Nathaniel Day Plainfield. He will have Micah Tante Franklin Community, so a 12-16 match. I know the Tantes like to wrestle. They aren't afraid to scrap. That should be a good one because I think Cooksey might be, an adopted Tante. I think he wrestles a very similar style, so that should be a real good ticket round match. Oh,
You lost Dustin or? Oh.
I'm here. I just can't see anybody. I think I did something on my end, but
we can still hear you.
That's all that matters then. Sorry, I was focusing on technical stuff.
Tante was really good when they wrestled Columbus East. And I think you and I were texting, right? And it was like, man, I think I had him in the rankings. I don't think you had him in the rankings at that point. And I think we were like, are we sleeping on him? And then at Mooresville, he took a loss to, was it Boomer Hester?
That's it, at Connorsville.
At Connorsville, yeah.
Yeah, Hester pins him in, I think, the third place match.
So that could be an interesting match because Nathaniel Day's had some good wins this year, too, from Plainfield. He's been in and out of the rankings. Wyatt Cooksey is really an exciting wrestler to watch. Obviously, we get to see him at the Al Smith, and I know someone's getting headlocked. Harvey, dude, he's got a lot of stuff in his arsenal. He's not afraid to go big. He's a guy that's he'll put it on the line. We lost Dustin again.
He's refreshing. So
that could be a really interesting matchup. Franklin and Bloomington South. I know they wrestled at Team State. What was the score of that one?
Bloomington South Franklin Community. That would be number 5 and 7. So that would have been Tante. It would have been 14-2.
So
favor of Cooksey.
Those guys like to put up points.
Yeah. I mean, Cooksey would be the favorite there for sure, but yeah, points, wild moves, right? Cooksey loves his kind of wild moves. Tante has some good moves. I mean,
Nathan Malone saying that Marcus number 1 in hunting. He needs to eat more rabbit.
Man, that's pretty tough parenting, making them go, kill their own food.
Man,
I make them tough.
I sent a picture after that, and dude, I think they're hunting. I think we said they were hunting some birds, and dude, they had a lot of them. I was like, that's a pretty good day. So,
yeah.
Moving on down.
The next quarter bracket, we got a
We'll
tough
take this
draw.
one, Dustin. I know you got some skin in the game here. Shout out your mans.
Hey, another kid that should be ranked, Zane Skinner. I tried to tell Mike, Mike didn't want to listen.
This is true. These are true statements.
I don't think Skinner and Ralston lost to anybody. I think you just bumped them. And when you expanded it to 30, they still got bumped. It's all right. We're used to it down here.
Mike, you're not under oath. You can lie.
I like to be honest.
This was a congressional hearing.
Let me look at this here.
Hey, so I know, again, we'll talk about the dudes we talk about and a terrible, terrible draw here with Dressler, Reynolds. Kudos to Zane last week, though. He had Hester. Lots of people literally on the floor at regionals coming up and apologizing to us as coaches saying, sorry, Zane got that draw, terrible draw. We looked at some of them and said, hey, Zane got, sorry, Boomer got, and I love Boomer. Boomer's a great kid. His dad's a great guy, but, as coaches, we're going to be locked in and, hey, sorry, Boomer got the draw. And people would laugh at us, and they had to come up later on, apologize and shake our hands and say, hey, you guys called it. You believed in your kid. Way to go. So we'll get into all the terrible draws, but that was a really cool story, for Zane Skinner last weekend at regionals.
Yeah, very true, man. Because I was probably one of the guys that was probably leaning towards Boomer. And I was like, that's a tough draw, tough situation. And dude, Zane went out and did his thing. Locked him up and put him out, man.
That's right.
I got that text pretty quick. So congratulations. Just
keep rewards Parker Reynolds. So
yeah, keep it rolling. Obviously Parker's tough too, but just keep cradling guys up, doing your thing.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I mean, you have a big win like that, you punch your ticket to semi-state, and then you'd get in just an absolute brutal quarter bracket, where there's no easy way out. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
but I mean, that's I guess how we do it here in Indiana. And man, that was
We
tough.
beat it over the head nonstop, right?
Yeah.
That's a good quarterback. Riley Martin took your ranking there, man. I'm sorry. Because I think I sided with the Owen Valley kid.
Can we get
That's
a
what's
closer
at.
match to see for the ranking? Remember the year they did what the year for they wrestled the fifth at semi-state and regionals just to just to get the alternate lined up correctly. They were worried about it, make sure they had the right alternate, not the correct four, but let's make sure we got the right alternate.
Well, I got like a text that they're going to have wrestlebacks at semi-state, and as you know, from a person that knew what was going on, and so you get excited, and then it's the pseudo fake wrestlebacks for alternates, and it's like, oh. Geez.
Hey, and as a coach, try getting your kids pumped up after they lose and figure out they're not advancing to the next round of the tournament. Like they don't get I haven't cussed the whole time. They don't give a shit that they had to go out and fifth place matches.
Yeah,
man.
those were some of the saddest matches, especially those seniors. Dude, there were a lot of defaults, and you could just tell that was a sad round.
Man, the saddest, like, not to get off, is the year we did COVID, and they made those dudes stand out there and take their medals on the mat. Oh, dude, that was brutal. Hey, do not leave. Stand right here. We're gonna present you your medal right now.
Yeah, we should do top 5 saddest things we've seen in wrestling, and those are two right up the top.
I'll probably say, the Eddie Guerrero Memorial Show, pretty sad. No, dude, we used to run Beagles all the time too. Me and Tony used to love Beagles. We used to have a bunch of Beagles back in our old hunting days. Back to the bracket. Riley Martin's had a good year. Deacon Dressler, Parker Reynolds. That's gonna be tough, man. Parker Reynolds, really good career. He's going to go on to Purdue.
Reynolds also wrestled at Carnahan, right? And I got to take something about blood time. Was there a blood time issue or something at Carnahan? Or
I think it was a good match. I don't remember if I watched that one all the way through, but I know there was a point where Bradley and Reynolds had, I think, a blood time or an injury time, like right at the end, and Bradley ended up getting a takedown late. Right after that, or it was like kind of one of those things. Really tough spot there. Dressler's really good. I remember early on, I had Dressler lower, and Dustin also told me like, hey, like he's way too low. If he's at this weight, he needs to be much higher. So that'll be interesting. It's an interesting match. It's interesting styles. Obviously, Parker Reynolds, one of probably the top 5 guys in the state in the top position.
Yeah,
like. I'm always confused when they have him choose down, honestly. Like, I'm a strong believer in, taking as many opportunities at the position you're best in. If you're the best guy on top, man, keep turning people. Like, get on top, especially with 4-point near falls.
Thanks for the strategy, Mike. I'm taking notes.
Dude, well, you guys are going to want to take – it's going to be who could choose top first, right?
Who gets the flip?
We won't tell Brownsburg guys what he does, but
dude, they're gonna
don't check any of the social medias.
It's gonna be you win the coin toss, you're not deferring. It's who's gonna get their thumb up first. We did have some poorly trained beagles. Tony had a beagle. It might have been a special need. It might have been a special needs beagle. She was a sweetheart, but she got lost a lot. We had to go find her a lot.
Not a good beagle.
No, she wasn't a good beagle. I got a cat like that might be special needs too, honestly. So moving on down.
But okay, going down, bottom half of the bracket. Yeah. 10. I don't even know if we're gonna get to 10 o'clock region time. Caleb Cooper, number 17 in the state, son of the Columbus Crusher, also. Nolan Thomas from Whiteland, Jr. Alex Zaleski.
You got it, bro.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, sure. Say it confidently, as Mike says. He has Varick Wright, number 10 in the semi-state. Cooper in a really good spot compared to that top half bracket.
Yeah, I mean, I threw it in the write-up, like with all the landmines that were there at 157, Coop was able to take care of business, win regionals, put himself in a good spot. And after the, tough year last year he had with the section, that meat grinder of a sectional, like kudos to Caleb for kind of being able to kind of put himself in this position. And it's not done yet, clearly, but a really good spot there.
Yeah, I agree. And then Varick Wright's been in the rankings a little bit too, and I know he dropped out. I think Skinner kind of dropped him out. I think he had a win over Varick Wright, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then the bottom quarter bracket, as we said earlier, Mater Dei didn't get very many good draws. You got William Vanderlugeren from Center Grove, having an undefeated senior year qualifier 2 years ago. He has Julian Worthy from West Washington. Shout out to West Washington for their qualifier. Decker Rui of Jasper, a freshman, at a bigger weight class. That's pretty impressive. He has Kale Bonenberger from Mater Dei, came over this year and having a real good senior year, but number 10 in the state. He's going to try to knock off number 3 in the state.
I think they wrestled a pretty close high-scoring match at Team State, like 11-8.
Yeah.
I think.
I think so, too. And Kale's had some good wins. I know he had a win over Dressler at their conference. They said that they trained together a good amount. Wasn't there another – was it Rule from Jasper? It was
Tyson. Was it Tyson Rue at 215 or something like that?
Yeah. So I wonder I know in their video for the YouTube show, he said, what are they going to say now? I mean, dude, Vanderlugeren's got a gas tank, right? If you wrestle him, he's going at you for a full 6 minutes. We've seen it every big match he's had. The Reynolds match was closer this time. It was close the first time, and Parker kind of gassed out at the end. He was coming back from injury, and Vanderlugeren followed it up with another good win. Another guy that probably, I told Sean at Team State, probably one of the most improved guys in the state, in my opinion. A guy that was a qualifier 2 years ago, currently undefeated, put himself in the mix. 57 is a weight class. I think there's a lot of opportunities to win. That's gonna be a tough ticket round match, though, because I don't think Bonenberger. I don't think we're saying it right.
Bonenberger,
yeah.
I think he's a guy that holds position really well, and that could be a really interesting match. I don't think that his gas tank's gonna empty, but Vanderlugeren is very.
There goes Mike. Vanderlugeren, and last year for those, Vanderlugeren lost in the ticket round to Ballman. So, certainly a Mater Dei kid in the ticket round, I think an extra chip on the shoulder. We don't talk a lot about those things when we talk about these matches, but to have that little extra chip on your shoulder, knowing what happened last year, he's wrestling well this year. That'll be an exciting ticket round match for sure.
And he's long, man. He's just a really tall 57, and I think just it presents problems. So.
And what you said, shout out to Coach Tankersley, West Washington, super small program, doing good things. They have a strong youth program. Coach Tankersley's been there forever, putting in work. So good to see Worley through. And Tankersley's kids are coming up through the program. He's got a couple of good kids. So I think we'll keep seeing those names kind of pop up.
Well, we like to talk about these guys. So,
dude, it's a good semi-state, man. It's tough because there's a lot of talent there.
Yep. So, do we need to talk about this top quarter bracket? Or,
man, obviously you're living it, man, and I think he's had a phenomenal year. He's had some really good matches. He had a good year last year too. Is when you're getting that draw, obviously you're an adopted son of the Mater Dei Wildcats.
That's right.
Bring the book up. That one's tough, man. So if you knock off a senior, do you have to send them to Mater Dei next year?
Oh my goodness! Hey, my daughter was looking at USI, and I told her I'd sign custody over if that were to happen. He could live in the dorm with her on the west side of Evansville at USI. So take the dad glasses off of it, and something I've told people all year long, because I do follow 65, right? There's a ton of kids that are capable of punching their tickets at this weight. That's not being a homer. Ballman's super tough, clearly. Tops there, but top to bottom 10, and I'd have to look through there 10 kids that if any of them were to win, you'd be like, yeah, they're pretty good, they deserved it. So and there's no death draws they're going to be competitive tick around matches, and that, again, not disrespecting anybody, just as a ranker, as a guy who's followed wrestling, you're gonna have some exciting first round matches, some exciting ticket round matches. 65 is going to be a fun weight as a fan Saturday.
Malachi Johnson's not a pushover either.
Yeah.
We're looking, and that was also in our group email.
And Willen put it together last weekend. Like Willen got a big win over Tidro. That put him in this position. So, not looking past anybody.
Yeah. So Bowman has Malachi Johnson, Brendan Bentz, son of Triple B, Double B. He has Colin Willen of Owen Valley. So tough, obviously you knew going in there that if you didn't win regional,
This is where we talk about, like, I'm going to prop our Jennings County sectional again. Hallett, Summers, Bentz, kind of going at it at sectionals, coming through regionals, and these are where you land in the brackets. And, props to Mooresville. We've heard a lot about Mooresville, but I think starting at last weight a little bit with 57 and now 65, you're going to kind of see it carrying through now where that Jennings County sectionals having 2 to 3 to 4 state-ranked kids that are now starting to kind of drop into brackets, and it's going to give us some great matches.
Yep.
Yeah. So next quarter bracket, returning state qualifier, Griffin Larson. I assume he still has that fine mustache.
Maybe that's why he made 65 finally. Maybe he shaved it because he was 75 most of the year.
Yeah,
man, that should have got him a pass. That should have got him a bye first round.
Best mustaches, top 5 best mustaches.
Man,
Label,
he's got to be up there, right?
Yeah,
we got to run some Snake Nation in there. They got some dirt stashes going. That's a Lake Station staple.
and Snake Tat, are they the ones? No, who's the one with the Grim Reaper tattoos?
That was Lake Station back in the day.
So Larson has Braxton Whitfield from Mount Vernon Posey, first round. Number 20 in the state, Miguel Tedrow from Bloomington North versus number 16 in the state, Cameron Summers from Franklin Community. So second and third out of Jeffersonville wasn't gonna. I mean, you still had 2 returning state qualifiers you're running into. So you pick your poison at this point.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Summers had 2 tough losses to Hallett the last 2 weekends. A last-second takedown wiped off and then got taken down at sectionals. Last weekend at regionals, hit a wicked backflip that he's been hitting, I guess, all over the place, and nobody ever told him it was illegal until at regionals he got hit for it. Scored a reverse right through the legs. If you've seen that video, hits a backflip through the legs, comes out on top, gets the reversal with like 2 seconds to go. Was scored initially and then wiped off later on. So, again, like Summers, Tidro, Larson, like tough dudes right there. Like another fun tick-around match.
Very, very tough.
So if you do a backflip, is that an illegal maneuver?
It is, right? I mean,
you're the referee, aren't you?
Yeah.
Don't
get me into refereeing at 165 because I got 2 misconducts last weekend. So just keep rolling.
Yeah. So it's not. So it's an illegal move. So if you hurt yourself doing an illegal move,
you take the dive.
You win. The perplexing questions we have here.
I got several questions about anyway.
Thank you, Albert. We appreciate it, man.
Yep. So going down bottom half bracket, Sammy May, Terre Haute South senior. He's in a pretty solid position. Obviously, there's some work to do. Unranked Aiden Miller, Columbus East, having a good senior. 2 seniors ready to try to put themselves at 1 match away from state. Noah Jeffries from Evansville Central, sophomore, and then Owen Porterfield, the only one with a ranking beside his name from Center Grove, having a real good sophomore year. Center Grove is going to be real good in the upper weights in the next couple of years. So not only are they going to be pretty good in lower weights, I think they're going to be a pretty tough dual team for about 2 or 3 more years. I mean, obviously there's some more stuff coming in after that.
Yeah, I think they had 4 middle school state champs, right? Last weekend, Center Grove did. I mean,
I think this is the pivot to the Center Grove window where they're going to start, being the guys, that one team. So
especially if the rumored split happens, then even more. So, hey, Miller has a win over May back at the Columbus East Invitational. Kudos to Sammy May. I talked earlier about South showing up last weekend. He showed up last weekend, got a big regional win. That'll be a rematch from the Columbus East Invitational there with Miller May. Porterfield, tough. He's had some tough wins. He's had some tough losses this year, but I think being in the room with the Center Grove guys, kind of that lineup that he's going with. He's wrestling state level matches every day. I think Porterfield's kind of the battle tested dude there in that bracket.
Man had to win a battle to even get to semi-state. He had that first round match with Robbie Leahy of Brownsburg.
Yeah.
And Robbie was wrestling really well. And Porterfield came out and got that dub, man. So shout out to him. I think Robbie was ranked number 11. So keep putting it together, man.
And then the bottom quarter bracket, number 6, Oliver Hallett from Indian Creek, 2024 state qualifier. He has Jaden Lofson, Terre Haute North, Jared Guevara
Yeah.
from Whiteland, having a real good freshman year. Said, hey, I knew he was in the rankings a little bit here and there. Maybe that was his brother.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's been in and out. Aiden Miller up there is in it. A lot of these guys have been in and out.
Yeah.
Gabe Fankhauser from Castle. So Hallett put himself in a good position, winning regional, and hoping to punch his ticket again.
Yeah, I mean, battle. Again, I talked about the Summers matches. A match last weekend with Vince that was close. He's battle tested in the state tournament, and when you're winning those close matches consistently, it's showing that you know how to pull it out no matter what. So I think Hallett's the favorite. We're kind of getting blown up on the side about Guevara. Guevara is a tough freshman. Brendan's wrestled him a couple times, so I've seen him wrestle before, middle school state champ. And when you're 165 as a freshman making semi-state out of that Mooresville regional, it just kind of shows that you are legit. So no sleeping on Guevara. It's just a tough weight. I mean, I think Hallett's the favorite there, though.
Yeah, he had a really good win over Tyler Sandusky early on when Sandusky was still up a weight. I know he took a couple losses here and there. I know he lost to Porterfield. He lost to Summers. Lost to Hallett at the county tournament. It was just one of those things like doing the final ranking, like the depth at Evansville is crazy, but you can't, like, if we're doing 30, you're not doing 12 guys ranked out of Evansville,
Right. Hey, if he gets a big win, then he'll be ranked next year until it happens.
He'll be ranked. He'll be in the rankings next year either.
Grab a big win Saturday, and I'll roll you through.
Like he'll be ranked next year. He was ranked to start the year this year too.
Yeah, 175 going to be another great weight class. Number 3, Lincoln Cooper, Columbus East. He has Jedediah McKinley from Tecumseh, Luke Berner from Owen Valley, and Isaiah York Whiteland. Whiteland looks like they have a pretty solid team, and they have a lot of young guys coming back next year. Just noticed that looking through these brackets. Cooper in a good spot to make his first trip to state. Man, how many kids does Cooper have?
That's a nephew.
Oh, it's a nephew.
I would say one of them's not. So
okay, I was gonna say, yeah. So Cooper's in a good spot here.
Yeah, I think Cooper's a favorite, man. A tough, some tough ticket rounds. I think last year, one regionals had a tough ticket round. I think he had Reynolds last year in the ticket round, if I remember right. Yeah. Lincoln's had a great year. I had to pull up to see. I saw he lost to Breedlove 4-1 earlier in the year, maybe at
Smith. Yeah, finals.
Yeah, so I mean, tough. Yeah, I think he gets through here and punches that ticket.
I was so happy that I pivoted and went with. I think I went with him higher in the state rankings than I did with Ratliff. I think we were flipped on that, right?
I think we were, yeah. And it was if you would, to hear Chris in the sectional meeting, he would have convinced you to flip it anyway. So,
and dude, Whiteland was in the mix for Team State this year to get a vote, and I think they could have got the vote in, and I think they withdrew late and said that they weren't ready. I would be shocked if they weren't a team that was in the mix next year for Team State. They have a really good young squad.
Going down next quarter bracket, Tyson Barrow, returning state qualifier. He has Elijah Gall. Mike is number one fan of Elijah Gall up from Northfield. I'm sure he's probably a big fan of Elijah Gall of Corydon Central too. I don't know
if Mike took it on the chin, but I took it on the chin. I had Goal. He had some big ranked wins, I think, at Mooresville. And, man, honestly, I just slipped. I had him in the rankings, and before I published it, I moved some stuff around, forgot to put him back in, sent it to Joe, and then I ran to the Corden coaches like a week later, and I immediately just went up and said, guys, my bad. He was supposed to be in the rankings, and I kind of got confused. And by the time I get to the upper weight, sometimes I'm seeing red, and I just sent it to Joe, so apologies. So I got him back in, but, I mean, send all complaints to Mike after that one, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't get a state right next to him, so that's on me.
So you don't like the Elijah Gall from Northfield? Number one fan.
I'm pulling for him to win a state title. So
I want to see Elijah Gall versus Elijah Gall in the finals under the lights.
Hey.
Tyson Barrow, a really good junior return state qualifier. I believe his dad was a state qualifier at North Portland also.
Yes.
And on the bottom part of that, Danny Allgood, Bloomington South, has had some really good wins. 23-10. Mazid Azhola Speedway, unranked in the semi-state, ranked 21 in the state. He had a huge win over MJ Morton. That's kind of kept him in there.
I blame location and me just not following up on that one. Yeah, for sure.
Dude, it took me a little bit to figure out what semi-state they're in. So shout out to all of our friends that are in the chat because they let us know that they go out of Mooresville, right? Yep. So
All good stuff, man. All good was on that cadet Team Indiana that they went out and really gunned to try to win the cadet duels. All good was on that team, so he got some good working over the summer. I mean, Barrow's the favorite there, but All good's pretty tough.
And then we get to this one, and this is kind of a gut punch, right?
Gee, Mini Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, Sean Breedlove, number one in the state, undefeated, having a real good junior year. Finally found the weight class he should be at. He has Julio Rosa from Jasper, 23-21. Might have the most losses in the field of all semi-states. But, hey, you're there. You got a chance. All you do is give Breedlove his first loss. Doesn't matter how many you have. Matthew Schrader from – is it Schroeder or Schrader? Schroeder?
I'm not sure.
From Mater Dei, number 13 in the state. He's not even the second lowest ranked wrestler. Asher Ratliff returning 8th place finisher in qualifier, number 7 in the state. So you got 1 and 2 in the semi-state, possibly battling it out. You got 1, 2, and 5 in the quarter bracket. So terrible. Charles says terrible.
Man, I don't know. Like Breedlove undefeated, Ratliff, kind of, and earlier in the year, like I remember a lot of questions and I would text Mike because we'd hear like Breedlove switching weights, Ratliff switching weights. We kept hearing rumors they were both switching weights, and then they both kind of land here in that quarter bracket match. So, man, I don't know. I like Asher, right? Like I know it'd be a massive upset at this point to a lot of people, but Asher proved me wrong his sophomore year when he won semi-state and called me on the phone from the floor as soon as he won and said, "Told you so." So I don't think Breedlove has my number to call me if I miss this matchup. Ronkella might give it to him tomorrow. I don't know because I'm buddies with their AD up there, but just a tear. And then we're sitting here talking about that. And Matthew Schrader, I think it's Schrader. Schrader could very well come out and pull the wool out from all of us. So
yeah. He's really good too. Obviously, we've talked about Mater Dei and just how they're not going to beat themselves,
right?
And I thought when Ratliff made the move up, I thought like because obviously there's a 1 in 4 chance you hit Breedlove, and then you do, but I do think that's a move. I know he wants to get in the mix to win a state championship, and 65. That guy that's the number one guy is kind of battle tested. He got a title already. I wouldn't be shocked. I think Ratliff is a good enough athlete to wrestle with anybody.
Yeah.
He's a high level athlete. Breedlove has had some wars with Griffin Van Titchell, who's also a pretty high level athlete. But Ratliff's gonna definitely get a warm up in, or Schroeder's gonna get a warm up in. One of those guys.
Yeah. Ratliff, hey, kudos at Ratliff signed to come to Hanover College, 5 minutes from my house next year to play football. So we're working on the NIL deal to get him in our room next year. See what we can do.
And Breedlove's had a great season, man. He bumped up and beat Kyle Harden at 90. He's had multiple wins, won the Al Smith, beat Lincoln Cooper. I know that's a rematch that they're looking. After talking with those guys a little bit, they felt like they didn't wrestle their match and kind of wrestled Breedlove's pace there. I don't know if that's going to switch in the championship if that happens, but I know that's something that they're looking forward to.
Next quarter bracket, Noah Fields, number 17 in the state, Terre Haute South. Colton Gibson from Brownsburg, 9th in the semi-state. And then Corey Fuller from Franklin Community, number 19, and then number 15 in the state, Connor Hoare from Evansville Memorial. So 6, 7, 8, 9 in the semi-state. It's a pick 'em. And this is one that Brownsburg could very well use.
I've had people texting me say Gibson's winning that quarter bracket. Like, don't see. And Gibson's a really good athlete. Obviously, he's been banged up from football. I believe a former middle school state champ, if not for sure once, if not multiple times. Kind of showed up late. So I've had people saying like Gibson's the one punching that ticket. Like Fuller, Hoare, Fields, all tough kids. That's another fun maybe quarter bracket.
Yeah, I think that first match with Fuller and Hoare, that's really a stylistic matchup, right? Like Hoare's a guy that holds position well, doesn't score a lot, and Fuller's a guy that's going to go at you. Some big moves. Gibson, like you said, good athlete. Got in there late. I was surprised not to see him at the team state. They said he got injured that week, so that was part of their plan. Noah Fields is good. I think that we're talking about a lot of guys in this bracket, and we are not talking about Noah Fields, but Noah Fields is really, really talented for Terre Haute South. I've had him all over the rankings, kind of trying to get his weight locked in.
Yeah,
but he's good. I wouldn't be shocked at all if he's the guy that punches the ticket. But I think
kind of what we said, like South, man, Terre Haute South, you're kind of their names are starting to pop up where they put it together last weekend, and they've benefited off all the draws. You haven't seen a lot of terrible draws for those guys.
190. We're almost there, Gomez.
Yeah.
Keep going, Gomi.
Spencer Fain, Floyd Central, number 18 in the state. He has number 10 in the semi-state, Daryl Hicks. Columbus North, Hunter Grader from Center Grove, and Grayson Bauman of Mater Dei, 17-1. Sophomore, took his first loss last weekend. So, Fain's in a good spot, but definitely, Center Grove and Mater Dei you're going to have to go through to punch a ticket. That's never an easy match, no matter what those guys' names are.
Yeah, I almost put in my write-up, and I took it out because I couldn't think of a good synonym for it, but like Bowman's the sexy pick here, and that's not the right word to use, but he's the popular pick. He's the one kind of people are going with. 17-1, Mater Dei kids showed up late in the year. I mean, he's the classic Mater Dei story of like plugs into the lineup, starts on a roll. Tough kid, like his brother, at 165, his other brother wrestles at Purdue, a tough family. But then, Grader's tough, right? Center Grove, 8 losses. That's, nothing to turn your nose to. Hicks, Hicks has been wrestling on some of our travel teams and stuff for years. He's made the move up the north. It's settling in well from him. And then Fain's having a great year for Floyd. So, I mean, Bowman's the pick. Grader's kind of there. But any of those 4, right, like another kind of – you don't see a lot of open brackets as we get higher in these weights, but I would call that an open bracket. Yeah,
I know like he got in the lineup late. I don't think it was an injury or anything. But like Fain's incredibly tough. That's going to be a really good that's going to be a really good match right off the bat. Hicks and Fain, I think they've wrestled this year, right?
I would almost guess they had to have. But
Fain and who?
Hicks.
Or they're not in the same conference. I don't know if Floyd and North passes. Maybe they wrestled at Mater Dei.
I thought they wrestled.
No, I do not. It's not on the significant matches. I know that.
Then I'm incorrect on that, but that'll be a good match. And then, Daryl Hicks, Hicks all the way. I believe that.
That's Papa Hicks there. That's not little Daryl tooting his own horn. That's Papa Daryl there for the record. So
I think that'll be a really interesting match right off the bat. And then that quarter bracket, like you said, is wide open. Center Grove. If you watch that video, they were really impressed with Granite Hunter, saying that how much he's improved through the season. They liked what he showed at the semi-state or the regional, and it's getting late, guys. Sorry.
You're calling it oh geez, now you're calling Mooresville the semi-state now.
Nah. Tough. All right, moving on down.
Moving on down, next quarter bracket, Colin McMahon, Columbus East, returning state qualifier. His sister Or no, that was Redmond that won the state this year.
I think she won state last year, right?
Yeah, it's just won state last year. James Smith, New Albany, having a good junior year. Dalton Pledger from Heritage Hills, number 7 in the state, and number 17 in the state. Nathan Moraska from Avon. So a couple of seniors battling it out. Pledger and McMahon, possibly a 4-7 ticket round match. That's going to be a very interesting match right there. Number 2 and 3, you guys kind of disagreed a little bit there.
I mean, Pledger, I think there was a comment in there somewhere. Pledger beat Palacios. I'm not sure if Palacios, I think Palacios might have beat McMahon at IPO or something.
At Al Smith.
Al Smith, yeah. So, I mean, and I don't know the context of the win Pledger had over Palacios, and I wasn't about to go look it up. So, what's that?
He looked really – dude, generally there's guys that you see and you're like, man, like that dude's really good. And Pledger, I thought he really dominated that match with Palacio. Like, he's really good on his feet.
Pledger, the wrestler, man, started as freshman at 120 and now up to 190. And he's just an athlete, man. I mean, football player, was kind of banged up, I think, when the season first started. It's going to be a fun match. And then Maraska, Avon, tough kid. If you get 30 wins at Avon, you're certainly a legit wrestler. I think that's going to be a fun kind of McMahon's going to be your favorite based off he's a returning qualifier. But Pledger, McMahon, I think that's going to be and both just go, right? Tough kids in your face. Neither one's going to back down from the other one. Going to be good stuff.
Yeah, leaving Team State, I was really impressed with Dalton Pledger. I don't think I had seen him wrestle live into that one. And then I didn't see him wrestle Palacios live. Whoever he wrestled before that, I was really impressed. Maybe it was New Prairie. I had seen him in that match. And then pivot to, I seen that he beat Palacio. I think it ended up being a fall. And I asked Dane, and I went back and watched the video, and it was really good. He was, on his attacks, finishes really well, quick, good athlete. And like obviously that's why I moved him all the way up. But McMahon's really good. I think that's going to be a really good matchup for a ticket.
So going down, Caleb Tomowo from Decatur Central, probably in that email. He's number 21 in the state, number 9 in the semi-state, Easton Hall from Mount Vernon Posey, Noah Ring, Southridge versus number 5 in the state, Corey Tante, the famed Tante family.
What did Jim say between Corey and his oldest 15 years?
Yeah.
Wild boy. He's a wild boy, man.
Tante has a 2-1 win over Ed Tomowo. So, I mean, it could be, should be a pretty good rematch there. I had to go pull that up real quick.
Josh Reynolds told me Atimelo. He said he didn't know where this guy came from. He said that dude's an athlete. He said he's excited. He has to be a fan favorite. And he said the heavyweight for Decatur is a fan favorite too.
I've heard good things about Elisha Johnson in heavyweight when we get there. So, I mean, a fun ticket round, right? 4 versus 6. Tante's, I think, a 2-time. No, he didn't get he lost to Hester his freshman year at regionals, and then I think a ticket rounder last year, or maybe lost first round to was it Cooper Collins? Did he maybe lose to Cooper Collins last year from Vincennes, who's now going to play D1 ball at Texas A&M and quit wrestling? I'm not sure, but
not a bad choice for him.
No, not at all.
Save them shoulders.
Yeah, so Tante.
Cooper Collins, you're right.
Yeah, so Collins hung up the shoes for spikes, and he signed a huge deal with Texas A&M. So Tante Atawomo, pretty good match. I'm excited to watch that one.
Going down, last quarter bracket, Sam Howard, undefeated junior, having a real good year. Qualifier last year. Looking forward to possibly him and obviously Mikey White.
That's the buzz, right?
Yeah, everybody's hyping it up.
A lot of buzz there. He has number 11 in the semi-state. Caden Cooper from Mooresville. Elijah Geyer from Indian Creek. I thought he was a qualifier.
He didn't qualify as a freshman? Yeah, maybe not.
I know he's been in the rankings.
Caden Cooper, a real good baseball player. They're saying baseball, not football. Is he playing
baseball? Yeah, Collins is baseball.
Is he playing basketball now? That's pretty cool. Good for him.
Somebody said that, right?
He's
When you're
one
that
of the
kind
best
of an
catchers
athlete, you probably do whatever you want.
Yeah, he's one of the best catchers in the state. I think he's like one of the best catchers in the country, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. So Geyer has James Rabola from Terre Haute South. Howard, Geyer having a real good career. Only 3 losses this year and not the best draw.
No, I mean, I was talking with somebody today. Geyer's, potentially drop him into, and I haven't looked at other semi-state rankings. I'm not being disrespectful, but potentially drop into any other semi-state, and he's a podium guy.
Yeah.
And this here, the draw with Howard and the ticket round, and Howard's kind of at such a high level right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's a guy that, there's a couple other guys too. I mean, like that you could probably drop into some of the other semi-states from at 190 and be in the mix. And Elijah Geyer is definitely one of them. Yeah, Sam Howard. I'm hoping that him and Mikey White are opposite sides of the bracket because, man, the buzz for that, the guys south of Indy are very sure that he's winning it, right?
Yeah.
They're very vocal and they're very sure he's taking home the title. And that's a lot to say when you have that number one, not only in the state, but in the country next to your name.
Yeah. So who's the number 1 catcher in the state? I bet Cooper Collins beats him in a wrestling match.
Yeah. Dude, I think that the number 1 catcher in the state, because they had his overhand velocity was 90 plus, and then his exit velocity was 90 plus. It was crazy. And I think that's in the class. I don't know if that's overall, but I think that's in the class of 27. So he's a day 1 Texas A&M signing in baseball. That's pretty legit.
Yeah, because especially with baseball now, you don't see a lot of they're going JUCO, they're going transfer portal.
Yeah.
215. I think someone's been waiting all night for this weight class. Devin Orman, Northview, number 27 in the state. He has Wes Wolke, a freshman from Brownsburg, who's, this is not his first year wrestling varsity. So he wrestled for Apple Valley last year, so wrestled varsity there. Christian Gomez, staying up for us to talk about him from Jennings County, number 12 in the semi-state. He has number 8 in the semi-state, 29 in the state. Jaron Kearney took his first loss of the year last week. So this is going to be kind of a wide open bracket with an 8, 10, and 12 in the semi-state and a freshman from Brownsburg that's you can't overlook either.
Yeah, I think I'm pulling up kind of the write-up here because I think I went on kind of a mini kind of essay about 215. It's just wide open, I think, all over with multiple guys. Kearney, trying to get back to our chat. Kearney, Orman, names that you've heard forever, multiple time semi-state qualifiers. Gomez is a multiple time semi-state qualifier. And I think, the Jennings County sectional is tough here. They've all kind of traded wins and losses with different orders and stuff, and just multiple tough kids. We'll focus on this quarter bracket for sure. Orman's been there. Gomez has been there. Kearney's been there. Man, I'm going sentimental. I'm gonna take unranked Gomez out of that bracket, and that's just me being a homer on that pick for sure. But Kearney's tall and long. Gomez isn't that long. I can't remember Orman, but all those guys are legit, man. You're talking 3 losses just between Orman and Kearney alone.
Yeah, I know. After sectionals, we were getting all that all that heat of that we're sleeping on Kearney, and that he was undefeated. How's he not? And then obviously they have the regional, and Caden Thacker gets the bounce back. That'll be an interesting first round match because Gomez has been there also. Devin Orman, a guy I feel like has been around for a long time, been in the semi-state rankings, been in the state rankings for a long time. I don't want to say slept on, but obviously every year he's a guy that I think I look at him man, Northview's going to punch one through here, and I think he put himself in a good spot where he's the highest. Kearney's obviously we had a differing opinion of semi-state and state rankings there, but that could be a really good matchup possibly. But Wes Wolke could also be the guy that spoils that.
Right, right. If you wrestle as an 8th grader for Apple Valley, that's not too terrible.
Yeah. So, going down next quarter bracket, you got Camden Williams, Whiteland, having a real good junior year. Had a real good off season too. William Holyfield from Sullivan. He had, and then the other match, Braden Hughes from South Spencer. He'll have Clayton Miller, number 10 in the state, so 10 and 20 potentially. No one else ranked. I was wondering, did Whiteland and Columbus East wrestle anywhere?
Yeah, I think Miller beat him early in the year because Williams had that Fargo experience. It was ranked pretty high, and Miller got one on him early. And in a competitive weight class like this, you get one early, you don't see each other again. Like it can carry.
Yeah.
Quality loss is 100% a thing, Mr. Butler. I mean, for sure. Like this weight class, I can't stress enough. Like wide open.
Yeah, and I believe Williams came up to. Was he at Kernahan also? I know they were invited.
Yep.
Yeah,
Two of his
I think he
losses
took
are
6.
or 3 of his losses are there because Salas, Payne, Boersma were both out of state. Miller and then Sear Godwise. So no bad losses there.
No bad losses there at all. And Miller is tough too. That'll be an interesting matchup, just stylistically. And go. I saw Williams last year at Trikoff, and I don't think he had the season last year that he had this year. Obviously, I believe he was like almost 500 last year. And I remember walking away from Trikoff and being like, "This dude's pretty good." Like Whiteland has a pretty good like 215 or 190 or whatever it was last year. That's gonna be pretty good. And he had a good summer. So.
Bottom half bracket, Caden Thacker, Modern Day, avenges sectional loss. He has a another pretty good baseball player from what I've heard. Garrett Doozer from Madison, 8-18. The Modern Day Madison rivalry, decades long.
Hey man, I don't know who. Somebody just chuckled when they saw the chances to set these lineups up or these matches up for sure.
So the Modern Day Madison rivalry is getting stronger this year. So all 4 of these guys have rankings. Number 12 in the state, Dayton Mink. He's had a lot of good wins, and I know I've seen his name in like all the comments of him having these wins throughout the year. Cascade Senior having a great season. Mason Grubb from Bloomington South, number 22. This is going to be a fun quarter bracket.
All multi-sport dudes. I was doing some research today. Obviously, Thacker going to college for football. Doozer brought up. Doozer's one of the top catchers in the class of 28, 106 exit velo, which is just crazy.
Yeah, that's super hard.
Mink, football player, kind of came on late. Cascade made that run. Won state, I believe, right, in football. And then Grubb, nose tackle for Bloomington South. So all athletes too, right? Like state ranked, all dudes that are going to get after it. Super fun matches. I'm excited to watch Doozer. I see Mr. Thacker watching. We're Facebook friends. I enjoy watching Caden's journey through the last 2 or 3 years. And, Doozer's been part of the guys I've been toting around the country for the last 3 or 4 years. So I'm excited to watch Doozer and Thacker, man. I think it's going to be a great, great match. Mink and Grubb's going to be fun. And then those 2 winners kind of coming together in the ticket round, like just 3 really great matches I think you're going to see.
I agree. Thacker going to play football at DePaul. I know he'll do great. Obviously, we talked about it last week. I went with Thacker in the rematch. Sounds like someone's writing it down that Kearney's going back in the rematch this week. We appreciated the pork chops when we were at state the 1 year. So shout out to Thacker.
Got us up into the was it? I see Thacker watching. Was it Mr. Thacker that got us up into like the special areas and stuff the year state was there?
I think it was, man. And really, I think me and Dustin probably appreciate that more than anybody.
Yeah. Mr. Thacker, if you can get me up there this weekend, come find me because it's phenomenal up in the levels people don't know about at the Ford Center.
Man, that was
the Modern Day level.
Yeah, I need that Modern Day level again. Bring me up before Doozer and Caden and Brendan and Cam wrestle because no matter who wins and loses, I don't want to come up there after those 3 matches. Let me up there early.
Breakfast.
I'll tell you, people were not happy. They want to stay back in Indy, and I get it, man. We're creatures of habit. I loved staying at Evansville, the Evansville Modern Day Hospitality Room, top level, top 5 all time. And then that little bar area, that bartender, she put together some pretty solid Bloody Marys. We were up there pounding drinks. Love that, man.
We had the loge seating or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that was a fun state finals.
I really enjoyed it. I know everyone else probably didn't have the experience that we had, but like that was great for me, Mike Reiser.
Yes.
Was it incredibly
we
cool?
Got to hang out with Goldsberry and we give him
Goldsberry
that ironically look like him.
Yeah. Joe and his twin. I thought I had too many Bloody Marys. That's going to be a really good quarter bracket. Not to get away from the wrestling and start talking about
Right.
life on the rocks, but Meek's had a really good career. He's had a lot of good wins. You can
Had
see
a big win over Burgett at Columbus East.
Yep. Yes, sir. That was the one. And then Thacker's obviously had a good season, and Doozer, a sophomore at 215. I know when I think you told me early on he was going to go 215. I thought that was a really good move for him because he's just such a good athlete there.
Yeah. I mean, he was walking around about 200, and he went, I'm a sophomore. I'm gonna keep growing. Obviously, baseball's his sport, so we just said, do what you're gonna do, man.
It's not easy. John has to live the life my brother does. Everyone asks, aren't you guy from Indiana mad all the time?
He's my stunt double.
Next time we see John, it's going to be me, Dustin, and John take a picture like you guys did with Tony at IPO.
I wondered how long that was awesome. Oh geez.
I think Gina thought it was you, Mike. Gina was like, hey, like that's your guy, Mike. And I was like, no, it's Tony, but we're gonna take a picture and act like it's Mike.
And dude, we said in the group chat, I don't know if Dane didn't know that was it or not.
No, he didn't. He said he didn't because like a day later, I'm like, that wasn't Mike, right? Because he's like, oh, cool, that's so cool. The band's back together.
Yeah, we do resemble each other. He's got a pretty good beard right now. I couldn't grow a beard to save my life, so this face stays cold in the winter.
Do you need more of those stickers, John? I think I might have some. Let's see. Oh yeah, I got lots of them.
The John Goldsberry stickers, man.
I'll show them when we have a bigger screen, but yes. Here, hold on. I'll
bottom quarter bracket. Oh, we got it. Here we go. Dude, that is John Goldsberry.
Goldsberry stickers. Yeah.
Damn good looking guy. I gotta say so myself.
Dude, it's a regular like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito twins, bro.
Yes. So okay, bottom quarter bracket, returning state sixth placer, Kellen Falor. Franklin Community having a great junior year. He has Calvin Grossi from Heritage Hills, replacing a pretty good freshman there, replacing a pretty good guy that's at Purdue now. Braddock Nicholas from Owen Valley, unranked, and he'll have 11th ranked in the semi-state. Connor Denault of Plainfield.
Hey, so when I do my 4 tough locks, I usually give him a nickname, and Kellen's 4 tough lock this weekend. And originally the nickname was Kellen Triple B beat my uncle Falur. And I took it off. Kyle, his dad, told me I should leave it on so he could call his brother and tell him to check out the ride up. But I did remove it. I said I had enough enemies. I'm too worried about getting stabbed from too many other different people that I didn't need to keep pouring gas on those fires. So,
Falur's having a good season in a good spot there.
Yeah.
So. Heavyweight.
We made it to the end, fellas.
Yes, we did. And almost 10. We're almost right on time, 10 region time. It's almost 3 hours.
And it's just as sticky as heavyweights. We get into some of these draws and matchups and stuff.
Yeah. So first one, we have 3 state ranked guys, 4, 5, 7 in the semi-state. Manford Osborne, Terre Haute North, returning state qualifier. He is Gabriel Wheatley of Silver Creek. Elisha Johnson, Decatur Central, number 18 in the state, and then Lane Haywig from Tecumseh, number 27 in the state. So a couple, one senior and 3 juniors. So Osborne punched his ticket last year, probably a little bit of a favorite, but all these guys are pretty close.
Yeah, I mean Osborne was a surprise state qualifier last year according to the rankings. But punched his ticket, got through 38-2 this year. I think Mike mentioned earlier, we must have got the same message from people that Johnson's a super fun wrestler to watch. Hewig's, I think, fresh soft state champion last year. So all quality level wrestlers right there. So a fun state rank kind of quarter bracket where Osborne's a favorite. But if any of those other guys got through, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, and I think and I know John just made a joke about it, but I think when Hayden Smith was pulled from the bracket last year, it kind of mixed it up, and Osborne was able to kind of navigate those waters.
Oh man! Hey, Goldsberry stole my joke. I emailed Peak this morning, and I went, "Hey, Peak, here's my joke. Can I mention Hayden Smith is on fire at the right time this year? And he said, go for it. And then Goldsberry hops into the comments. So I had it loaded up, Goldsberry, and you stole it, man.
And then I heard Elijah Johnson's really fun to watch. I think he was injured last year. So if you're there, don't go get a drink. It sounds like he's going to put on a show.
So going down, Hank the Tank Redmond. Check out his YouTube channel. I can't remember what it's called.
I can't think.
Very unique individual, I can tell.
It's a hilarious. He loves his music.
Yes, he has like these skits. Very unique individual. Sister won a state title. He's small, bumped up. He's 210 pounds, 215 pounds. I know I had to confirm with Cooper at IAPO that he was wrestling at heavyweight, not 215. So, and he's going there. He's battling. Only 4 losses on the year on their schedule. He goes out there. He uses, what skills he has to his advantage, and that's always cool. That's why I like heavyweight. I said it last night. I said I think heavyweight's one of the harder weight classes to wrestle, just because you're going to wrestle different, just a vast difference in wrestlers. I mean, you can attest to that, Dustin. I think I wrestled a little bit lower weight class in high school and college than you. Vastly different weight classes. But
Redmond, man. So Redmond, he walks around, I think, right about 215. Clayton Miller, their 215 pounder, walks around about 187. So they're both kind of undersized for their weight, and where they miss the weight, they just make up for in absolute gas tanks and absolute constantly keep. Redmond's never out of a match. Never tell him he's out of a match, because he's not. He just keeps, his face never changes, his work ethic never changes, and that's why he's seeing the results he sees, man. He never stops going for 6 minutes, no matter the score of the match.
Dude, 1,000%, and I think that that'll win you a ton of matches, dude. He's fun to watch.
Yep, and that's that's the Columbus East. That's their mojo. I mean, that's what they do. They're just in your face. They're gonna.
I'm glad they could take time from the Winter Olympics to come compete this weekend. So good for the Olympics.
Nice. So Hank has Angus Mockin from Tell City. Next, the other match, unranked, 2 unranked guys, Bryce Minks from Boonville and Grevin Fields, Brownsburg. Brownsburg, obviously, they do a really good job with heavyweights. That could be a really interesting match. I know Brownsburg's obviously going to look, make sure they win that first match, but you never can count out a Brownsburg heavyweight, and they would, Fields has really improved throughout the year, and he had some good coaching. It's not gonna sugarcoat it.
It's heavyweight right at Brownsburg.
He's a good athlete, and he is pretty good. I think he's only a sophomore. I don't know if it's this year. I don't know if he's punching the ticket with Hank Redmond there, but I think going forward, if he sticks with it, he stays out. I think he's gonna be really. They're going to be pretty good up top with him and Wokey both coming back, freshman, sophomore.
Hey, props to the underclassmen here. Just looking what you got up there. Junior, sophomore, junior, sophomore. I mean, this will be a fun wait for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Only one senior in that whole half bracket, which that's pretty rare at heavyweight.
Yeah.
But we do have a senior at the bottom half, 2024 7th place finisher, 51-0. Hayden Smith.
51, wow.
Having a real good year. Had some good wins. Beat Hartle Road.
Yep.
Beat Diesel at Team State. Ran into, heavyweight at 2A Team State was legit. And I kind of, don't get a lot of, you kind of forget about some of the Southern teams. Sorry. And then I'm like, oh, wow. Hartle Road, someone's like, oh, Hartle Road lost. And I'm like, oh, Hayden Smith. And then I saw him against Diesel. And they're like, okay, he's pretty good. Obviously, pulled out of the state series last year and kind of he's going to be in the mix this year. It's going to heavyweight, I think, overall in the state. I can't wait to see the state bracket because I think that's going to be a lot of fun. He has Carson Andreas, Greenwood, Lincoln Getz, Edgewood, has Noah Martin from Franklin. So Martin's number 19 in the state.
Yeah, and Getz, I know people's been telling me, I've been getting stuff that we're kind of sleeping on Getz. He's been in and out of the rankings. So Getz Martin could be a fun match. Obviously, Hayden, God, Goldsberry took my joke. On fire at the right time this year. Been waiting all night for that one, man. So I think Smith is clearly the favorite there. Getz Martin could be a fun first round match.
Yeah, and I think, man, keep Hayden Smith in bubble wrap because, man, we need him at the state finals. I think there's 3 semi-states that have a potential to have an undefeated wrestler represented Friday night. East Chicago is the only one that doesn't, and the number 1 ranked guy there is the defending state champ. So, yeah, I think he's the favorite there. But Noah Martin's had some really good wins this year too for Franklin, and Coach Tante's had a lot of luck with heavyweights.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's luck. I don't want to say luck. He's had a lot of good fortune with heavyweights.
Yeah, good heavyweight guy. So last quarter bracket, Keenan Maury Shield, returning state qualifier for South Putnam, 29-2. I was just gonna see who his 2 losses are to Hank the Tank and
Hank the Tank.
Reed, Jay Reed. I don't know who that is. So he has Bryce Bourne of Mount Vernon. I was going to do a Bourne identity joke, but I didn't know the right one to use. The last match, Servando Lozano from Columbus North versus Elijah Stokes, New Albany. Stokes been in the mix for the past few years. That should be a good match there. I think Stokes had some losses.
So Lozano and Stokes, I talk about in the write-up, Lozano and Stokes are 1-1.
Yep.
And, man, I kind of took it. I mean, that's the one I really took on the chin early in the year was how high we had Stokes ranked. And Stokes had a good IPO, had some good wins at IPO. And now since then, rankings have adjusted. They've sorted themselves out like they always do. But somebody would email me like, can you please just explain to me why Stokes is ranked so high? And he beat Osborne. Somebody else he beat at IPO. Just good wins. And I write in the write-up, like when Stokes is on, like he could contend to win that bracket. And if he's not on, then, Lozano could win that first match and set up the match with Keenan Maury Shields. So Stokes could be the wild card in that whole bracket Saturday for sure.
He's had a lot of close matches. Just looking at his at some of his matches there. So, I mean, he's in the mix with any of those guys. And he's also some good kids throughout the year.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Randall Lynch.
Yeah, he's another good one. Excellent about emailing us results and everything. Yep. Never complains. Like he emails us results, we rank as we see, and he just emails us the next round of results. Yeah. Good.
So that is the Evansville semi-state. 3 hours and 7 minutes later, only 3 or 4 rants.
Were we the longest one? How did we? Where we check out at with everybody else?
Was he Chicago? Chicago was long too, right?
Yeah. We had a couple rants. Oh yeah, we got to rank or something, don't we?
I got to find my paper. I've lost.
I got to find my paper too. Oh no.
We are going to rank. I got to pull up the thing to stop sharing, and we are going to rank our favorite Evansville semi-state wrestlers. So Dustin did give us an idea, but earlier in the week, but none of us did our homework. So
could have been tough.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's get that down. So our favorite semi-state. Wish there was a better way to do this. To do this, Mike, Joe, Dustin. So favorite EVSS wrestlers. So who's your favorites? I'll put this up here. Just give me a second. See, I was very unprepared, which is not, because we have a script and everything. Never. So let's see. Share screen. And Mike and Joe ranks. There we go. There we go. Favorite Evansville semi-state wrestler. We'll let the guest of honor, Dustin, start us off with your 5th ranked favorite Evansville semi-state wrestler.
Hey,
Number 1 better be Brendan, by the way.
Oh, well, okay. We can make some changes. Number 5 is a deep cut. Jared Dunn, Princeton. And Jason Miller, my buddy, is probably going to throw Hail Marys at me, but lit the room on fire there a couple of years ago. Headlocks all over the place. Didn't even care. People knew he was going to throw headlocks, and he was still throwing headlocks. Knocked off returning state champ in the ticket round and just kept going. In the first round, he knocked off returning state champ. and just kept going all day long with headlocks. Like just a fun day there.
And then he won one in the ticket round that he was losing. He came back and hit a headlock too, right?
Yeah.
And you ran it all the way to the finals.
I think he was getting majored in that ticket round and just boom, headlock, neutral. I mean, when he put neutral, the crowd just started buzzing and going crazy because they knew, like, here we go.
I'll go next since I'm on the list there. Speaking of headlocks, Paul Kinzer, Bloomington South.
Was it Paul Kinzer
or Kurt Kinzer? Sorry, geez.
Kurt Kinzer. Yeah.
Kurt Kinzer.
That's good.
That's a good one.
Kurt Kinzer. My bad. I was thinking of somebody else. Kurt Kinzer. You like to throw headlocks, so you got to pick someone with the headlocker.
Man, I don't know. I didn't put a headlock around there like that. I'll go my number 5, similar to the headlock, got a lot of falls. I'm going Nathan Walton, Chin Whip City.
Hey.
I didn't. Oh man,
we're gonna have a lot of these. I feel like. Hey.
Oh yeah, I Walton was a couple time gorilla, great kid, always fun. Man, he was never out of a match, and he would hit the chin whip, and Nick would go ballistic. Don't hit a chin whip, and then Walton just look over, wink, and he also chose down against Drew Hughes.
Yeah, that was a poor choice. But he should have went.
Hey, Snyder a hard time for that one.
He should have chose top and tried to go assassin. Add that to the chin whip arsenal.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty assassin. So I mean, if he knew an assassin, he'd be hitting that also. So go ahead, Dustin. You're number 4.
Hey, staying with the headlock and big moves. Current Charlestown coach, 2-time state champ from Jeffersonville, Adam Doherty, headlocking machine. Had his big match in the state finals in '99 where I think he was a returning state champ getting beat and just started ripping headlocks, but always a fun wrestler to watch coming out of our semi-state.
Scott Maddox, man.
Yeah.
Maddox is dad.
Oh, man.
Connor Maddox repping the brand, man. You can do a guy like that.
Yeah. Jeez, man, you're hurting us.
I didn't know names for the record. That's been too long for me to remember names. So,
see, this one's probably not on any of your guys' list. I just we had a real good story on him a few years ago, and hearing the stories, I think he was probably pretty good, probably fun to watch. Randy May from Bloomington South.
Yeah,
my Bloomington South.
Joe's Bloomington South list. He's gonna go with.
I didn't even realize I was going to
Young
Bloomington
next.
South all of a sudden. Oh, here comes JT Young, Reese Freeman.
Yeah. Tyler Goebel. Yeah, all the B South guys. All right.
Yeah.
My number 4. I thought like I was there when he won it. I thought he had some really good matches. He beat me for a freestyle title one year. Ryan Pribble, Turkey Run.
Oh.
I think at one point they were the smallest school with the state championship, but I don't know if that's still true.
Yeah. They aren't even in school anymore.
I don't think Turkey Run came through us, did they?
Thought so, no. We can scratch it.
I think so, but we'll just say they did. I just don't think they did. That was my Cumberland. That's when I was wrestling in college years, so I'm not sure. But that's a Jay Biceps question. If he was watching, he would know. That was back in his heyday of Evansville.
I mean, that's right in that area of like Terre Haute and stuff. So he would have beaten Valpo, Northwood. Let's see. I guess we can go right into the bracket too. Valpo, Northwood, Portage, Greencastle. I'll check that out and let's see. Go ahead, Dustin. I will look it up.
Number 3, I keep kind of changing name. I've had multiple scratch outs. Number 3, Gibson Southern's DJ Radnovich.
Pretty good. That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, that was the Seymour days. Clearly before Evansville, but man, I can remember like he's wrestling some dude from Southport. Guy puts him on his back, and Radnovich just
they went Kirk Casa. I'll change it. They went to Newcastle.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Radnovich stood up with the dude covering him, picked him up, set him back down, and pinned him. I mean, Radnovich was just a fun, tough dude to watch. Oklahoma State, and I think he's a cop out in Oklahoma now.
Yeah. I'll go with another guy from that era. I'll go JT Young.
Hey.
Beat Mike Escobedo for a title.
Man, there goes my Bloomington South.
We still got some guys.
Yeah. So, man, I'm going to go – where do I want? I'm going for clicks. Asa Garcia.
Man, he was going to be my number 1.
I mean, he always had some exciting matches, ticket round matches, state finals matches.
Oh man, Garcia and Caden Rooks. Rooks
Yeah.
was ranked first in the state, and Garcia knocked him off on the way to his first title.
Yeah, terrible draw.
Yeah.
That was a he always had exciting matches. 3-time state champ. Now a proud father, from what I've gathered. So yeah, that's my guy. You can still put him number 1. I have no problem with that. That's
my number 3. I'm going Brayton Lee, one of the best dudes. I feel like just a good dude, representing Indiana overall.
no doubt. So you stole one of mine too. So don't. But anyway, go ahead.
So originally I thought we were doing the top 5 modern day kids. So I had a whole 5 modern day written up. I feel like a placeholder. We got to do one modern day, and that would be Blake Maurer.
That's a good one. I had Blake on the list too, but I have a pretty deep cut list here. Blake, not only one of the best guys to come out of Evansville, also reshaping Evansville with Maurer.
Yeah, definitely great guy. Definitely one to that.
Back in the old board days, Maurer, those guys kept me and biceps head above water when we could thump our chest about the South. We weren't the best back then, but we'd have guys slipping through that allow us to kind of brag and ride those coattails. So,
man, what year was that?
Guys, Sam Wilderman.
Yeah, was that 2003 when they put all those dudes in the finals?
Yeah, 3 or 4 for sure. Yeah, man. Maurer, Coughlin, Nosko,
Weinzaffel, Wildman that year.
Yeah,
Matt Conklin was I think in the finals that year. He didn't win it.
Yeah. I got another idea. So my number 2. Okay, Braden's gonna be on one of my 2. I'm going Nick Lee.
I was gonna say one of us got to pick Nick Lee, right?
Yeah. I'm still picking. I mean, I'm still picking Brayton. He was an exciting wrestler to watch, and Nick Lee, very exciting wrestler, 1-time champ, never afraid to go after the competition. Wish we would have been able to see him for a 4th year, obviously. But obviously, I mean, we understand why he went to Penn State to train. He ended up now he's coaching. Talked to him, at NCAAs last year a lot. Great guy, just good family. Always, always fun to watch him wrestle, and great to see him win a couple titles as during the COVID year, and talked to his dad on the way back, and dude was on cloud 9 and deservingly so.
I'm my number 2. I'm going from that modern day class, Craig Weinzaffel. I think he won it at 12, and then wrestled Surtis as a junior. I believe he put Surtis to his back. And that place went pretty nuts. Obviously, Alex ended up pulling that one out, and then his senior year he ended up winning another title. I believe he beat Justin Mora for a title who was really tough.
So number 1s, and then we'll do some honorable mentions. Who's your number 1, Dustin?
Triple B.
That's cool. My number 1 too.
You're putting yourself.
Well, yeah, I'm putting myself number 1. Why wouldn't I put my own self number 1 on my own list? I mean,
even over your son.
He hasn't done. He's 0-1 at semi-state. Let's do this maybe next year in 2 years. He might break on to. Hey, we don't give handouts down here in the Ben's house. You got to earn that stuff.
Yeah. Gina running tight ship, so and she's keeping you guys in line. That's good.
I'm gonna have those 2 guys that beat me reach out and ask why they weren't on the list if I was on the list. Ryan McCain and I can't forget the one that beat me for state. Joe Southport.
Oh yes, there's a website for that.
Yeah, I should know that. That tells you I've had way too much head trauma to forget that.
Yeah. So my number 1, pretty easy, Brayton Lee, couple-time gorilla, great guy. Saw him a couple different play at Iron Man and stuff, talking to him. Always, never shy to say hi and talk to him for a few minutes. And I know he's pretty busy these days, but always a big fan of him, and just love hearing his perspective on wrestling. Wrestling isn't his identity, but just being a good person and everything. So
is he still at Bellarmine?
Yeah, he's
nice.
Coaching there and still doing some international level stuff, and hopefully, as long as he's fine, gets, I think he's better health wise. Last I talked to him, and if he gets going, I mean, he could be dangerous. I mean, he's as good as any of those guys at those weight classes. I think he was, third or fourth in the trials at 70, I think. So, gets another year and starts feeling good. And he's as good as anyone. But freestyle is more his game anyway. So,
I have to sneak Double B down to Louisville to Bellarmine.
Yeah. So,
and my number one, I'm going Asa Garcia. Dude just put on great matches, man. Obviously, I like Chris. He brings a little life to the board. But Asa went out there and backed it up, right? I really should have went with Blaze. Blaze is actually my favorite Garcia, but
nice.
But I didn't want to go too heavy Brownsburg, you know?
Yeah. Well, he was Avon for a little bit. Avon / Brownsburg. That's only 0.5 Brownsburg. So, any honorable mentions you want to put on your list, Dustin?
Yeah, I got 3 honorable mentions. Austin Bethel, Mount Vernon. Obviously, the big win over Lee, 4-time state qualifier. Back at Mount Vernon, contributing, still giving to the South. We appreciate that. Man, I'm not going to forget everybody else did. Jake Hockaday.
Man, I was going to say,
how did we all sleep on a 4-timer? But I was really trying to dig deep on some of those, going back to my days on some of those picks. So we'll go with Hockaday. And my third one's Neil Malloy. Malloy was a super fun wrestler to watch. Just hard-nosed kid getting after it.
Yeah, I have Hockaday on my honorable mention. Didn't want to be too recency bias, but definitely a fun wrestler to watch. Went after the competition, beat state champs in those last 3 years. So he won a title. He could have kind of tried to dictate where he went, but he went after a 2-time state champ. He went off. I mean, he did right. I think him and Thryne just ended up in the same spot, but Thryne's a tough wrestler, so good for him. Another Brownsburg guy that was just mentioned by Blake Harvey, Ty Mills, fun to watch, and I just say the Dream Team Classic match, I'll never forget that. About blew the roof off the gym.
Oh yeah,
definitely a cool thing that he did, and it was also a great moment for what the stuff that we have built at Indiana Mat and done. That was really cool. Also had, let's see, Joe Lee was another one. That's my 3. Joe was just fun to watch because he was a goer and he didn't care. He put himself in bad positions and just muscle through them, kind of like just very different than Nick. Nick was a little more calculated. Joe didn't care. Joe would run through a brick wall.
Also a guy that was not afraid to go get matches.
Yeah.
That Stephen Bam Lawrence Joe Lee match at the Coliseum at Team State, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I got 4 honorable mentions here. The other half of the dynamic duo, I'm going Matt Coughlin. Really, really good career. Obviously, he's still giving back. I'm going to go Cooper Samuels.
Nice. He almost made the list for sure. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm going to go with Luke Rio. I like Rio's just going to represent the Rio family, but I'm going to go with Luke. But the entire Rio family, I think we've been really lucky. And obviously, there's still some coming, which those guys wrestle a really fun style. And, shout out to a guy that, wasn't in it this year, but Revin Dickman's one of the best dudes to come out of Evansville. Like, one of the top kids in the country. Whether, he wrestled this year, obviously he didn't, but I don't think it takes away from the accomplishment that he's had in his career because he is really good. Dominated a world champion 2 times.
Yeah, no, and one of the most dominating wrestlers in Indiana history.
Yeah.
I know he's given up 1 or 2 offensive points or scores in the 3 years. And he's wrestled. He had to go through Rio and some really good wrestlers through his career. So it was not like he was avoiding good competition. He had to wrestle a guy that he'd wrestled with in in club and everything growing up, that kind of stuff, that knew everything he was going to come at him.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't.
we talked about it.
I wasn't an Indiana guy at the time. I didn't see Greg Schaefer, but I just as a legend, I'm sure Greg Schaefer's probably a guy that probably needs to be on one of our lists, right?
Yeah.
I know his rivalry with Leroy Vega is pretty legendary.
Yeah. So, well, we got it done a little bit earlier.
It's not midnight.
Yes, yet. The after show might take us to midnight. So, thank you, Dustin, for joining us.
Yeah, man, always fun.
Evansville is going to be a barn burner. Would be if it wasn't such a long drive and having to go back up to Indy. I could probably stay the night and go right up to Indy afterward, but definitely would like to get back.
We got Frost Soft state qualifier the next day in Evansville, so it's a whole weekend thing now.
Who's the sleeper pick, man? Who's the guy that digging deep that's going to make some noise? Just anybody out of there. Like, is there a guy that like maybe flew under the radar that's not in the rankings that you're like, yeah, that dude's that's a guy? Nobody
that jumps out to me. No. I mean, I think we've covered about everybody.
Michael Roush, is that what his name? Harrison?
Yeah.
I mean, he was semi-state ranked though.
Yeah. No, that should be pretty good. Excited for another great semi-state at Evansville, and gonna be a great weekend of wrestling. 224 guys. Let's see, 896 start up, and 224 will end up state qualifiers, and it's a pretty cool thing. Excited just to all the drama, the great matches and everything. I'm gonna have my laptop and be probably pulling up matches. As they're watching the ones in Fort Wayne, we get started a little bit earlier, so
Oh yeah. And then how cool is it that it's Friday the 13th and Valentine's Day? Like,
dang,
all kinds of subplots I could have written that I didn't into the article. There's a little Valentine's Day drops, but man, Friday the 13th and then Valentine's Day back to back.
It's Kim's birthday too, so I get to double up. Valentine's Day is also Kim's birthday, so I get to spend all day at the gym, then come home and then we're having a party. And OC's first actual college, she played in the fall, but her actual college games are Friday, Saturday. So,
well, hey, you got a weekend in front of you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. Pretty pumped for her. They just sent us all of their media day stuff. So
nice. And then Sunday we get the brackets, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. slow time. So make sure you tune in. Mike Gable, the legend, and I. And a non-legend, so
kind of a legend
in my own mind. So that's always fun and great show, and they do a great job with that. The only bracket reveal show in the country, so pretty cool. It's pretty special for Indiana to be able to do that. I know we kind of
that's the consolation for no wrestlebacks. They give us a bracket reveal show.
Yep.
So I know.
I always feel like they snaked my idea, man. I emailed them that. I thought that was something that would go, and then all of a sudden they were doing it. It's a sore subject for me.
And then they picked me over you.
That's okay. Like you're the face of the organization, man.
Yeah. So hopefully, Goldsberry doesn't try to sneak in there and take my place.
Did you honestly?
Joe Caprino.
Not like in a funny way, but like, could you imagine if they try if I was like, oh man, I'm going to this bracket reveal show, and they're like, hey, we have commercial breaks and try to stay on topic. That would be the worst case scenario for those guys.
Yes,
that'd be a 6-hour show.
Yeah, it already goes. I think they tried to play in for 2 hours, but it usually goes about 2.5. And I always feel like I talk really fast on it, just because I'm used to kind of doing this, and especially the brackets this week, we kind of try to announce them and stuff, and Coach Gable goes a little bit slower, more thoughtful, the stuff he says. So it's kind of very interesting, working with him, but he does a great job, knows his wrestling. I mean, he was at Team State, talked to him for a few minutes there. It's always, being able to be, considered in that same breath is pretty cool. And I'm looking forward to it. Going to be a busy week next week. I think we'll probably plan on doing 2 shows, 2 to kind of break down the brackets. We'll see how that goes. We don't have a schedule. We don't have a plan, so should be very interesting. What time is the Dane and Rex show? Are they going to go after our bracket show?
Oh,
Yeah. I was supposed to be on it, and I don't think I can because I'm going to be frost off qualified, but they're waiting till after the bracket show's over.
Okay. So that'd be good, something good to listen to on my way home. Listen to the soothing voices of Dane and Rex.
And Mike Reiser got the 2 plugs in the beginning. Listen to the beginning of it.
Yeah, are you getting any royalties off that?
0.
You got a T-shirt, don't you?
He said he got a T-shirt for me at State.
Okay, so at least you're getting a T-shirt. I mean, the royalties. I mean, you might, what you might be able to do is go on YouTube, put a copyright strike on it for using your voice.
I'm not gonna do. I actually like it. I like that they thought enough of me and my off. I didn't even think about it when I was making that comment to put it on there and use it twice. So
I hope next year they use the quote from Rex says, "What you doing? Watching some radio?" Hope they use that on there. So anyway, any other rants, raves, anything you guys want to say? Dustin, I know you've said some thanks to some coaches for information. Evansville definitely is hard to rank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I threw it in the chat kind of when we were on one of our rants about senior rankings here, because I think we were talking about somebody who people were saying, you underranked him. Well, I didn't get anything on the kid all year. So at some point in the season, like, respectfully, we have lives. And, if you want to email it to us, great. We kind of, if not, if it's a big result, I can find it easy, great. And if not, then, your kid might get slept on. Some coaches still live in the world of, we don't want our kids ranked, right?
Yeah.
And, to each their own, man. Whatever you want's great. But I appreciate all the coaches that send me stuff. It's getting better and easier every year. And, I always say at the end of this, like, we love doing this, but, to all the kids, good luck. We don't wish that on anybody. We do this for fun as fans, to help the fans come and watch the sport and know what they're seeing. We certainly don't mean to ever put a kid down or say this kid isn't any good. Nothing like that. It's ever the intent of what we do here. So.
And obviously shout out to you, man. You do a great job. And you have a lot of fun with it, which I think is huge. We appreciate it. I appreciate
you guys
it.
raked me earlier in the week with my rankings. I appreciate you telling me that.
Yeah.
So.
I said yesterday, I did give Dustin a little bit of the business. I don't usually talk too much trash in the group text and stuff like that, but I did. That one I did. No, but you do a great job, man. And obviously having you on is amazing. You're doing a good job behind the mic too. But dude, you hit it on the head, and we get it a lot at this time of year. Like, we are fans first. Like, we love doing this because we're fans. If you are out there breaking brackets, I guarantee you we're just as excited as you are. Like, we're not like, oh, man, you beat our ranked guy. We're like, yes, dude, that's awesome. I didn't see Jared Dunn, right? Like, dude, you put him on the list. Like, dude, we love to see that. So like you did, if you're a guy that you felt slighted or you felt like you were underrated the entire year and you didn't send us anything, or you did, we ignored it, which I know we don't.
Earlier, the story's kind of out there, but the year Ratliff won semi-state, I'm recording Justin what I think is like a sentimental moment that I can send him. And in the video, I found out later on, he's yelling like, Vince got it wrong. We told him you were going to win. He's kind of trash talking me in the video or whatever. And then, Asher calls me from the floor in good heartedness, like, hey, you didn't pick me. I told you I'd do it. So, great, man. If I motivate you to go win a semi-state title, like, good for you, man. I'm happy for you. That's awesome.
Yeah. So with that, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining us for the marathon episodes this week. 3.5 hours tonight. So yeah, that's been about 10 hours, 11 hours talking wrestling this week. Great way to spend the week. So we will see you Saturday, wherever we're at. Good luck, everyone, and we'll see you then.